Hello everyone, I'm Garret Gamer. Welcome to the stream. This is an IRL stream. Basically we just do whatever. I shoot the shit, I talk to you, and what we're going to be doing with this IRL stream is I'm going to be talking about and showing my Gmod and Source Filmmaker videos here. Because it's one thing you can do is show your own videos from your own channel on your own live stream. So this is a perfect outlet for me to actually talk about the things I want to talk about when it comes to what I've done with my creative works. And one of my friends reminded me tonight, Bane, pointing at you, reminded me tonight of some of the things I wanted to say and some of the stuff that I never quite got the chance. Hello Ryan, how are you? You're in for a real treat tonight. He was watching some of my videos and I wanted to do a kind of stream like this for a bit. A lot of people have been doing IRL streams and getting thoughts and sharing ideas and just being silly, and I was like, well, what a great opportunity to discuss my Source Filmmaker and Gmod stuff. I'm doing good, Ryan. I hope everyone else is doing the same. I'm hoping everyone's looking forward for fall, because lots of games on the horizon. Can't prove nothing. I can totally prove. Well, without further ado, I gotta figure out how I can get this to work. I've never tried using this. So first of all, let me see if I can actually... I don't know if you guys can see that or not. I gotta figure out if you'll be able to see it, because I don't know if you can see it. It doesn't look like it's capturing it, so hold on. I've got to do... I hate using the display thing. I really hate doing... I hate capturing display. I hate doing it. But I don't have a choice in the matter. If it's not gonna... Yeah, see, that's why I don't like doing it, because it looks so stupid, but... Hopefully you guys can see this as full screen. If you can't, well, let me do a test and see. I'll just hold it there for a moment. And now I'll take a look at the stream. And I'll see if it actually shows me. Okay, you can see the full screen. Okay, sorry. Never tried this before. I don't know. So, this is called I Can Smell Your Fear. I'm going to play each clip, and then I'll talk a bit about them. About what went into making it, and what my ideas were for it, and what I wanted to do with it, and that kind of stuff. I don't know how many videos we're going to come across, but if you want to check this stuff out for yourself, without my commentary, links to the Gmod and Source Filmmaker are in the description of this video. And, anyways, without further ado, this is called I Can Smell Your Fear.
I hate you, you hate me.
Oh, God.
When did you stop adoring me? If you forget your childhood, it comes back for you.
He is coming.
I hate you, you hate me. I'm gonna murder your family. Sweet dreams in hell, kids! You forgot about Barney. M. Godzilla!
Okay, before we go further through that video... Before we go further through that video, okay. Well, that one in itself was its own project. That was its own project. So, Barney. Oh god, that was in Gmod. When I was throwing together Gmod videos, my method for creating Gmod was to open up a map, because reasons, and then start placing props and see what came to mind. It was very spontaneous, and if it wasn't for the horribly glitchy nature of Gmod, I would definitely do a live stream on it. But the game, like, you touch one wrong thing, the entire game just drops. Even to the point where it can actually crash your computer. It doesn't matter how good your computer is, Gmod's a very old and finicky program, and I like to collect a lot of props. I have like over 700 gigabytes worth of Gmod data alone. Toys, you know, explosions, monsters, all sorts of crazy crap. And so I would go about and I'd start making stuff. So for the Barney thing, I was kind of like, let's do a Left 4 Dead map. I love the Left 4 Dead maps. They're really spooky and dark. And I was thinking to myself, looking at the houses, and I was like, what if it's like some guy is, you know, he's forgotten his childhood. And, you know, it's like that thing where you forget something and then you find it again. And it shakes you to your core, either for a good way or a bad way. In this case, Barney remembers that you don't remember him. Barney doesn't like being left alone, because I grew up in the generation of Barney, so a lot of people my age love Barney. They loved Barney. So the point was to make it like, don't forget about your childhood, because it'll come back for you. In this case, he shoots up your house, because Barney's an asshole. And the lighting, too. The lighting in the houses was perfect for that. Have you ever woken up in the middle of the night with your window open and a street light or something is happening and the light just creaks in? I mean, if we look back here, where is it? Ah, there it is. So whoop, nope. We go back here, yeah. So like the room itself, the lighting is just perfect for this. So he's like reminiscing. He's reminiscing about, oh shit, I may have forgotten something. And what he's forgotten was that Barney is kind of left in the dark. He is coming. Yes, he is coming. So I thought that was a really, really cool thing to do. I also was incredibly, like, I wanted to do some sort of movie poster for this. And I did. I took a Barney picture, and you really can't see it too well, but it's, like, grained. And then I superimposed it. I tried to flesh it out with this, like, wrinkled poster paper. And I added a bunch of scorch marks and smudges and things like that. And I did entertain the notion about coming out with a sequel. I never did it, though. I never did it. And I'm still a little sad about that. I kind of want to do another one, like an actual sequel. But it says, like, in theaters 2016. So if I do a sequel, it's going to be Barney. The movie was so bad. And not like bad like The Room. It was evil that they had to, like, bury the movie away, and then some guy's gonna, like, view it or something, and Barney comes out or some bullshit like that. That's the only way I could think about doing it. So yeah, I'm going to continue this video here. I forgot that this was... My Gmod videos are split up into little mini-sodes. That's really what it is, but we're gonna watch this here. Let me just make sure you guys can see this, because I'm sorry, I'm freaking out. Yes, you can. Okay. It's just me, like, constantly going back and forth. Okay. Here we go.
M. Godzilla!
Oh no, not this one. No, this can't be the... Is this the one? Oh god, this one's so fucked. Oh, I completely forgot until I started seeing it.
Oh boy, I'm ready to start my Pokemon adventure in Lavender Town. Alright.
Well, hello there, dumb shit. Welcome to Lavender Town. We have Pokeballs for sale. You might want to stay away from the tower, okay? If you want to get haunted all your life.
I am gonna become a Pokemon master.
That's cute. Hope you die in a tower.
Everyone keeps telling me I should go in this awesome tower of ghosts and scary things. What do you think, sir?
My boy, I wouldn't recommend going in that tower. Sounds like them folk are trying to get you killed. But if you insist, the Pokemon Tower has a rich and luxurious history. You see, it was built by a man who had a love of Pokemon, and then when his Pokemon died, well, he buried it at the top of the tower, and... Kid, I think you're standing just a little too close to my face.
Bow bah! Awesome, a Bulbasaur. Rabies.
Fucking Bulbasaur. I should mention that skit continues on for the rest of the video. It like bops on through. it keeps going forward, so don't worry, you're gonna see more of that. But oh god.
Oh man, what a splitting headache. Where the hell am I? Hello, Jason. I want to play a game.
Oh, this was before I actually got good at doing the Saw voice. In fact, I hadn't seen that many of the Saw movies, so it's not like the, "Hello, Jason, I have a Twinkie, and you don't." You know, I didn't really commit to the voice, so it's gonna be a little bit cringy.
As do I, good sir.
Oh, not this guy again.
You see, my game involves checkers and maybe a bit of torture. And at the end, we'll discuss if you truly are the Batman.
God, you're no fun, man. Seriously. Every time I have a new toy, you have to come in here and say, "Oh, look,
It kind of looks like he's masturbating.
Do you think you're in charge?
I didn't realize that.
I will not sit by while you make vague threats.
At least I don't wear a mask like some frickin' gimp freak."
Your mother was a snowblower, and your father a gerbil. You are the product of a gerbil and a snowblower, you frickin' white-faced freak. Bitch, 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 bitch. That's all you do is you bitch. I mean, I'm the reckoning, and you don't even understand. I was molded by your mother and your father's...
Oh my god, you guys, seriously, I have a massive headache. For all I care, you're a bunch of pansies.
That's just how it
I
ends.
used to be an adventurer like you.
The fuck?
And then I took a frostmourne to the soul. I
swear to God, one more person makes a Skyrim-related joke.
I'm my own best friend.
That was a blooper. That wasn't supposed to happen. The skit started to implode on itself. There was a lot of problems, and I didn't record it. But when I was trying to move his head, it was very realistic, and all of a sudden my character moved 3 inches towards him, and I hit record. And stuff started to break down over time. It's a shame I didn't save more of the footage, but I wasn't supposed... My temporary character was not supposed to be in the frame. So I'm like, I'm my own best friend.
And what the hell? What the hell are you doing in my car? The thing's brand new. What the frick?
That new car smell. Irresistible.
That new car smell. It's delicious. Alright, I'm in the Pokemon Tower. Look at them spooky ghosts. I see my first ghost Pokemon. I'm gonna go catch it.
What the fuck was that thing?
I wouldn't do that if I were you. Ghost Pokemon are very tricky.
Whoosh. Holy crap! How did you do that? All ghost Pokemon can do that. That's why we're so awesome. I never realized how awesome ghost Pokemon
This is not
were.
for kids,
You
by
can
the
go
way.
through solid objects and resist being captured.
This goes
Oh,
bad.
Man, this is crazy awesome. I want to be just like you and be a superhero. Holy crap balls! No, kid, don't do it! Oh my god, what kind of Pokemon is that? That is an unholy horror. That is what happens when a human dies. Apparently some dumb kid came here years ago thinking he could be a ghost Pokemon.
I wanna be the very best.
I need to mention, when I was doing that, I was like, how about he dies? But I didn't want to make it, like, super grimdark. I had a gun. I was going to make him choke on the gun, but that was probably hitting a little too close to home. So I gave him a lightsaber, and then I had the monsters, like the most obscene model I could find. It's this charred husk of a corpse with barbed wire sticking out of it. And I was like, this isn't enough. He uses a lightsaber, he ends himself, and then how can I really hit it home? But not in a way, again, like keeping a level of disbelief and humor. I put Ash's, or I should say Red's, backpack on the ghoul body after he offs himself the Jedi way. And what was this? Oh yeah, these are like behind the scene bloopers. We'll leave that for like that's the actual thing. If you want to watch those, we're doing a different thing here. We're talking about them, but I added that cute little backpack on top of him just to make it, I don't know, just to make it more fluid. I'm concerned for you. Yeah, you should be. It's pretty bad. Okay, so the next one is lovingly known as Barracks. Oh, I should probably turn down the... This is gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt no matter what.
I wonder what games they have. Battlefield, Doom 3, Left 4 Dead, I played it a billion times. What is this? Oh god, not FIFA 12! Oh. Welcome to the help desk. How can I help you? Yeah, I was wondering if you have any new games or anything exciting that I can get my hands on.
Well, I don't know about new games, but have you tried?
What the hell is Bear Axe?
Oh my god!
Oh no! Oh god, no!
Oh god, you're not gonna get me! Almost there! Almost there!
Okay, I'll mention this right off the bat. The special effects are purposefully bad because it was impossible to get these special effects to be special effects in Gmod. Gmod is a sandbox physics-based game, so it's actually impossible to stick a weapon in a model without manually attaching it. I had to go through several different measures that went into the box. But yeah, I had to stick the models after the fact together and pin them together. So I can't do that while I'm recording. So to give the illusion of it, like an axe burying itself in someone's head or their back, I had to cut here and there. I really... Whoop. Did that screw up? No, okay. Sorry, the keybinds actually messed with the video. I didn't realize that. But then, of course, you know, I took the liberty of putting in, like, the spray for blood and things like that. So let's see where this goes again.
Looks like today's menu
There's a lot of prep
is
off-camera with Gmod.
Barracks. At least you won't have to leave a tip. Honey, I'm home. What the fuck? Everybody loves Barracks. Some assembly required.
Some assembly required.
Barracks is always watching, always waiting. Barracks is quite happy. Barracks is going now into the sunset. His quarry. We'll not soon hear from Barracks. When we do, it'll be magical. I promise you that. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next episode of Barracks.
It's Barracks, Barracks, he does whatever Bear does. Barracks, Barracks, the greatest crime in the world, Barracks!
Oh my god. So, Barracks, I came up with the idea for Barracks because I was bored and I wanted to use the Skyrim bear in something. I had an idea that I wanted to do something stupid with it, and I didn't know what. So I guess I was like muttering to myself, half asleep. I was like, "You know, it'd be funny, Barracks," and because it didn't make any sense in my mind. Putting bear and axe in the same sentence made absolutely no sense. And even trying to comprehend what a bear axe is, in itself, the video doesn't even explain it. The guy's looking for a video game. And I guess that was a way of, like, talking about the gaming dry-up during those years. Because that video was made a little bit before February 2015. So we started to see a lot of nothing on the gaming market. We had a big boom, and then there was a lot of games that were just either the same, or they were never going to compete with the games that came out 3 years prior. Which is, ironically enough, is why Left 4 Dead appears in that, in the Best Buy on the map. Left 4 Dead was a game that I got years of entertainment from solo, and I think that speaks volumes about the kind of saturation that I was feeling was in the market of games. And I wasn't even, really big YouTuber at all. I just had begun. I just started to push myself out there. And I'm not a big YouTuber now, but I'm applauding myself for analyzing my own situation, my own behavior with games. Thinking about how, man, what am I gonna play next? What am I gonna do? There is nothing to play. So I think the video itself is like, you need something that's completely different. Something that's so shockingly different. And I made a video recently, kind of like that, but not funny at all. I was talking about there's too many of the same games. We need different kind of games. I think Barracks is a good example of that in 2015. We need other kinds of games. So what's different? This thing is different. This thing is called Barracks. What they don't mention is Barracks is going to murder somebody. That's just what happened there. I think we'll look at Ferret's Day. We'll do 3 more Gmod. We'll move on to some Source Filmmaker stuff. Source Filmmaker can get really fascinating to talk about, at least because there's a lot of stuff that goes into each and every scene. But I want to do Ferret's Day here because Ferret's Day is probably one of my more viewed Gmod videos. And I did say I was going to do a sequel to that, and I never got around to it. So let's take a look at Ferret's Day. I should mention I had no idea what I was gonna do with this. Like, even more so. I was just dragging it around until I got something. Oh. Go make yourself some breakfast, it's okay. It's okay, Ferret. Wash those dishes. Oh, you turned the heater on. Driving was nearly impossible to do here. You could barely see it, but there's an outline of an arm. And I had to find a way of melding no-clip Ferret into the car, which is very hard to do, and then get it to stay in the car, because it's no-clipped, so it's going to fall through. So I had to stick it there. And then I had to find a way of actually getting my character in there with this object and still attaching a camera. This was not an easy scene to do, and it was really hard to drive. I actually couldn't see. I had to view everything from this camera. I also had no idea what kind of store he'd work at, so it's a Gmod store. They sell props and shit. I actually messed up the camera there. That's why it kind of like didn't know where it wanted to go. Oh no. There's not supposed to be any audio in this, like voices as well. It was physical comedy. You gonna find something you like, Saruman? Hmm? Careful. I actually crashed the game at one point doing this. I had to redo the entire scene. Oh no. Yeah. He can't actually hold it either. It's sticking out of his hips. I screwed up here. I should have cut all this out. Because I can't see where I'm going. I'm guessing. He doesn't pay either. He doesn't pay for it. Sorry, this is this long, awkward pause of nothing. Oh. sad. It's so sad. It isn't fair. Oh god. So, if you're guessing what's happening here, Ferret is having the worst day of his life. He's having the absolute worst day of his life. First of all, Saruman doesn't pay for the horn, walks out. Then the Joker comes in, because the Joker is the Joker. He decides to destroy the shop, rather than buy anything, because it's a funny joke. But then it gets worse, because then Ferret goes, after closing his shop for the last time, he goes to get in his car to go home, and somebody has, slammed into his car, but it's Saruman. Why did he do it? He wants to brag that he has the damn bugle. He's an asshole. That's really what it is. Completely unnecessary that he's doing this. Oh no. Oh. It'll be okay. It'll be okay, little guy. No, it's not that bad. It's okay. Oh. Oh. Ferret. Oh. You're just done with everything. Oh. So, Ferret's day, again, was a happy little accident. Oh, hello there, Pizza Cringe. This one was my favorite. I love the achievement in the corner. I know. I hate that about Gary's mod. I hate that. That people like talking and shit like that would appear and achievements would pop up. Am I gonna make Gmod videos again? I don't know anytime soon. They're a real hassle to do. But I definitely been thinking of it. It's just Source Filmmaker is so much. It's strange. Source Filmmaker is more advanced, but it's easier to do that than Gmod. Gmod is a lot of time spent loading the game. And if one thing goes wrong, you lose all your progress. It's a massive burden to get everything just the way I like it. Which is why most of these films are incredibly low quality and very slapstick and strange. But Ferret's Day, for what it was a happy little accident, because I started it by dragging the little ragdoll around. I liked the way he moved. And I came up with this almost genius idea that it's literally his day. and everything that could possibly goes wrong, and continues to go wrong. The crescendo was originally going to be a zombie apocalypse, and I felt that didn't even fit where the video was going. So, like, from this second, you know, he wakes up, he's already breaking shit, he's moving around, he's thinking about things, he puts his briefcase on the stove when he's trying to prepare breakfast, but he's also trying to do the dishes, he burns down his apartment, in addition to everything, and then, to top it all off, he loses his business. He loses his actual business, so his livelihood is at stake. This was actually really hard to get him to swing the hammer. I can't tell you how many shots I went through to get this just right. In fact, there were about 30 shots. And there's 1, 2, 3 out of 30 to get that right. This here was an accident, but I left it in because I liked it. It's like as if somebody has been recording his day, like what do you call it, documentary, and he's just like, get out of my fucking way. He's getting angry. He's getting angry at that point, and then things just get worse. But the crescendo was changed from a zombie apocalypse to this. This is literally, this sums it up. This sums it up. I originally was going to keep, you know, he's going to be in Burger King, and then somewhere between entering Burger King and then ordering, I was going to do something with the other characters in the background, which you can, well, occasionally see. Yeah, there's like a Spider-Man, there's a Lara Croft, and there's Iron Man. I was going to do something with zombies, and probably the food. But then I decided, what if Zoe brought out the wrong food? That's the crescendo. That is the lump sum of the entire joke. I'm loving it. He goes to Burger King, and he gets McDonald's. And it absolutely kills him inside. If everything else didn't go wrong, that alone would destroy me in reality. That would destroy me in reality. That was just so horrible. Okay, we're going to look at the Dead Space. Now, the Dead Space, actually, this was the first time I started using Isaac Clarke. I don't know that much about Dead Space, other than that the first game was really good and the other games kind of fell off. Whatever the fact, I don't know that much. What I do know is my version of Isaac Clarke was born the second I started this video. He does make his way over to other Gmod videos. And, yeah, if you've never seen The Dead Space, welcome to my nightmare. This takes place in the future. Present future, by the way. This part right here, where he wakes up in a busted house.
Who the hell are you?
I used to be a spaceman.
Okay, so why is his character the way he is? Because I didn't know anything about Isaac Clarke, and I hated the way he looked. But I also found the model's behavior endearing, the way that he would hang his head and his shoulders would just depress downwards, and I made him into the super idiot, if you will. I made him into a hero character that shouldn't work, but does. No matter what, the ball is always in his court. He is the worst at everything, but he is the best at everything. He is he is literally the bane of everything you could possibly think of. It's like, oh, well, Superman could defeat... No, he can't. Because Isaac Clarke is that bad that he will defeat Superman somehow. Only, why would he fight Superman? He's a good guy. Well, more or less. So the point is that he's just listing around this town, and I've never brought his character up to date to how the world got that bad, where it's like a war zone. I didn't have this in mind when I was doing it. I was just like, I want to do a capture, like a thing in the future before you see everything else, and it's like, I used to be a spaceman. I used to be a spaceman. What happened to him? I still don't know how to connect that. I don't. This is in the past.
Isaac, report for duty.
Space, the final frontier. Where is the boss, man? What am I supposed to do today?
You are supposed to be rehashed for another Dead Space game thing.
But I told you, my Dead Space days are over.
This there. Okay, so if you haven't guessed too, the models are awful. The models are awful. By the way, I definitely watch a stream of you making a Gmod video. I don't think it's gonna happen. I really don't, because it's a huge problem, especially when the game decides to shut itself off. It crashes way too much, and there's too many problems. I mean, I've been thinking, but I'm not thinking that it's going to happen. These models are so bad, but they're so good. And that's why I was really influenced to do these. A lot of the movements, when this guy started to do his thing here.
You are supposed to be rehashed for another Dead Space game thing.
I was trying to pull his head back around, and I was going to have a whole nother list of dialogue that I was going to start speaking. I do this on the fly as I do it. I don't have a script for this, so his head refused to go anywhere but up, and it's like a broken record.
I told you, my Dead Space days.
And then, of course, Isaac.
Isaac.
Oh. Yeah, his head just wants to leave his body.
Isaac. Fear the dark side.
Will do, boss. Oh, it's really dark down there. Better put on my Dead Space gear. Seems legit. Hey, Dead Space. This here your weapon. You use on Dead Space things to kill them with Dead Space. What?
Oh. He just killed the instructor.
You didn't see nothing.
He gets really pumped. He can go from 0 to like 8,000 in a second. So he's not a character that.
Some would tell
Oh
you
God.
that his arrival on the Aperture Space Station was fate. Others would say it was merely coincidence. I think it was the brooding of a madman, bent over the edge.
Space invaders!
He didn't have any reason to do that.
I did it again.
I'm looking back at this, I'm remembering what I was thinking at the moment. Me sad, I'm sorry. Sorry, I just don't know about streaming it. It's a real pain in the ass to do. It's very particular. So yeah, Isaac goes from 0 to 8,000 on literally under the most normal of circumstances. He goes literally to the deepest, furthest end you could possibly imagine. He had no reason to kill those other crew members. He just did it. This was a screw up. I was going to do a thing with Laura, and then she got stuck on the wall, and I decided to record it. In a way, this is making fun of the Lara Croft game and Dead Space in itself, because they weren't particularly good.
I can't stop this feeling somewhere else beside me. I just know that I'm a failure, but it's okay. 'Cause I might fix it, and they'll make games of me, 'cause I'm terrible. I don't know what I'm doing.
Joy to the world.
Oh god, what have I done? What have I actually fucking done?
Who the hell are you? What the frig are you?
I know now what I must do.
That's never good. Oh no, cheesy special effects. Yeah.
Johnny, this game is getting really old.
Suddenly the ending.
Isaac, I think you saved the world.
I know I did, Bath. I did it for everyone.
Isaac, something's wrong in my head.
I know. I found it in your milk this morning.
Just a random creeper watching it with this. No context. There's no reason for that to exist there either. Bloopers, yeah. You guys... Shit. You guys can check out the bloopers later. Yeah, so... Isaac Clarke, and his adventures in Dead Space. Dear God, Garrett, I know, right? I don't remember a mermaid thing in Dead Space. Well, in my version, there is. And Isaac cruelly kills her for no reason. She's like the voice of reason. Like, she's the only character that's trying to tell him he has to remember to deal with the Dead Space things. And eventually, as Isaac's appearances in some of the Gmod videos I made happened, the Dead Space becomes kind of like a concept, like a construct of a multitude of things. In fact, it's very close to the Matrix. That was completely unintentional. I started to realize by saying the Dead Space or Dead Space things, I was referring to a construct. So I went with it. Eventually, Isaac learns to harness the Dead Space. And that makes it even more of a joke in itself, because it's no longer like... It's so far removed from Dead Space the game that it makes it completely utter satire. And I love the character that I've invented off the character from the game. I love how I've created him in this very unique way. There's even a quote he says, gotta save my bacon. That literally becomes a thing. He has to save the bacon. The bacon is I mean, you could say it's literal bacon that's alive, or you could even say it's a part of his soul that he's trying to save, and only he can hear the... Like, it's not just that it's a piece of bacon that he was saving, but it talks to him because it's important to him. He's doing things because it's important to him. So it makes him a true hero. You can check out some of those videos. He pops in very sporadically in a lot of videos. I honestly can't name all of them, because I think the Dead Space is the only one where he's... As far as I remember, I mean, I have so many of these videos, 74 Gmod videos, and he only appears a few times, but definitely, that's his, You know what? I'm not gonna show The Horse Awakens because that's a really good. It's a longer Gmod video and it's a consistent one. There's a sequel, Source Filmmaker. I think you guys might want to check that out some other time. I want to see Bill's Christmas Tales. How about that one? This is one that I was really proud of, and it really didn't get much attention, and I was pretty sad about that. Whenever you go through a long amount of time working on something and it doesn't. OBS is working. It doesn't get, noticed. It kind of, I don't know, it stings.
It was one Christmas night. It was cold and bitter, and Grandpa Bill's great-grandsons came over to say Merry Christmas and listen to his stories.
Now I remember why.
Knock, knock.
Ah, who the hell is it?
It's us,
The
your
Deckard Cain voice.
great-grandsons. Bill knew the moment he let his idiot great-grandsons in, it would be the worst night of his life. Like, seriously, he would have to tell them for hours and hours about how he survived the zombie apocalypse, and also how he came upon that immortal cigarette of his.
That immortal... that immortal
The
cigarette.
door was open. Grandpa, we're here for stories and Christmas cookies.
By the way, I don't know who these characters are. I was going through a bunch of Gmod character packs, and there's these two smug-looking, like, surfer now commando guys. So I was like, how about I take them? I make them like the super ecstatic, great-grandchildren. And they come over, they're like, let's go play in the snow!
Yeah.
Oh, they're on fire.
Well, what do you old little shits want?
We want Christmas stories.
Their 1,000-yard stares were the best
Christmas
part.
Stories?
Their eyes don't
Well,
move.
you're gonna regret it. 'Cause this year, I'm celebrating Christmas with my newfound religion.
What is that, Grandpa?
Nipple torture, as you can see by my nice Christmas tree over there.
Maybe that's what turned people off.
Looks fabulous.
Looks fabulous.
We'll start about a tale of why the hell's my book
Dead hunk of meat with
One
its
of your little
nipples
shits did it.
pierced with lights.
Doesn't it, Grandpa?
It's all the same, it doesn't help. And your mouths don't move. Come to think of it, neither does mine. Anyhow, our first story is a story of romantic intrigue. You see, sometimes you get just too close, and things get sweaty and lovely.
That plant's
And
upside
people
down.
die.
I don't think I ever
It
noticed
was
that.
a dark and stormy night in the science fiction capital
I wanted to use this map,
Tom Cruiseville.
and I had no reason to use it. So I was like, I'm gonna use
Secret
it.
Agent
I need it.
Zoe had just sat down to a nice, relaxing
It's a cool map.
in her empty-ass apartment because no one else here has a budget for props. But it's fine. She had a great time. It was quite boring, though, for everyone else filming it. A cargo freighter had just moved in. Little did she know, her secret agent skills and the spirit of Christmas would play an integral part in that stormy night.
The spirit of Christmas.
You see, the bouncing Woobajoo of legend was in the city, and some very bad forces were there to steal it. Bronies.
God, no.
Terrifying creatures. Their heads are bigger than their bodies should be. They can't even support the ocular structure that they have on their face, let alone they have no genitals. These creatures were pure demon spawn, and the crystal bouncing Woobajoo was in danger.
Demon
Secret
spawn.
Agent Zoe knew that she had to save. Hey, eyes on the story. I know what you're looking at.
It's up to me to save the crystal Woobajoo.
I can't confirm if she has a little bit of Isaac Clarke in her.
Secret Agent Zoe. The bronies had found their quarry. And there was very little that could be done.
Crystal bouncy, Woobajoo. We ain't gonna do terrible things to you. Oh no!
Oh no!
We're gonna love you and pet you. Yeah, I can't wait for a cut at Crystal Woobajoo. They taste like fear.
But it seems fate is not without a sense of irony.
The cheapest blood spray effect ever.
Oh no, I'm covered in blood. Yay. Nuh-uh, you did not just kill my friend.
Oh shit! And what terror lay before them? But it was Secret Agent Zoe. Holy shit!
Holy crap, it's sick.
Okay, hang on a second. Okay, so as I was doing this scene, I actually closed my eyes. I positioned Zoe's body in a way that I wouldn't be able to see her face. I closed my eyes after moving the camera, and there was a slider here, and I was able to mess around randomly with my eyes closed some of the features on Zoe's face. So when I wanted my reaction to be as genuine as possible. So when I started moving this,
oh shit.
and then I moved the camera up, I hadn't looked at her face yet.
But it was Secret Agent Zoe. Holy shit!
So my voice, my reaction is genuine to what I'm saying. I almost break character.
And what terror lay before them? But it was Secret Agent Zoe. Holy shit!
Holy crap, it's Satan! Yeah!
I see now we are on equal terms. On guard.
Then an epic battle began, which looked really friggin' amazing, but unfortunately, the CG guy died halfway through, so we had to edit in the shit that you kinda are watching now. But it was filled with colors, and amazing combat ensued. It was really friggin' cool. Then the cameraman died for no apparent reason.
I actually killed myself doing that. So this was when I was using, I started using an invisibility filter for my character, so I could perform these more complicated Gmod scenes. And I'm standing somewhere over there, and I killed myself right there.
And then the cameraman died for no apparent reason. After Secret Agent Zoe was done with the ringleader, there was one more pony to be dealt and killed, and probably stuffed. And then it used its levitating powers to make shit happen.
That was an accident.
Please don't.
I was moving the head around, and somehow the grapple beam grabbed one of the spools, and I just decided to roll with it.
Hurt me. I have a neck problem. Please, I'll never do it again.
But then suddenly Spider-Man appeared,
Surprise!
and threw the Sword of Doom at the pony.
I actually crashed my computer doing that scene. Originally it was supposed to be like at least like that long, and
At the pony.
it comes down like this. And then when I decided to do the other camera angle in slow-mo, which was like at the tip, it looked amazing, it crashed. So I had to redo, I just got rid of that
Completed
other
her
portion.
mission. I'm bringing Christmas cheer to everyone. Agent Zoe, killed the Woobajoo.
No! I forgot! Bitch!
Serious stuff. Serious stuff.
He said romantic intrigue. There's nothing romantic about this story. Everything goes wrong. She's a murderer.
But Grandpa, what about all the falling in love and stuff? You said it was a story of lovely intrigue.
Oh, fine, you little douchebag. Nami the mermaid fell in love with fast food. Yay! And got diabetes.
Yay! Uh-oh.
Oh.
Did you enjoy that story? You dumb shits. Well, Grandpa has another story for you before I tell you to get the frig out of my house for the last time, and I mean it. This story happened a long time ago in a faraway place down the street. It was terrifying. It was a nice and sunny spring day when Batman and Catwoman were looking out over a banister.
It's not a banister, it's a balcony!
Batman's a bit of a dick, you see. But suddenly, Batman and Catwoman found themselves surrounded by a vicious bunch
I almost called her Catgirl
of
there.
other characters from other
Catgirl.
places. Because frankly, at this
Catgirl.
point, creativity is not my forte. A roving band of idiot orcs, much like you stupid grandchildren. Hey, that's okay. You're just as dumb as they are. Nothing special. Iron Man. Hey. Godzilla. And his army of faithful warrior penguins. And all the vicious creatures of hell came forth. It looked hopeless, and everyone was worried. But then, because of plot, and then your great-grandpa Bill came down as a hero fresh out of hell with a thermonuclear missile to end all.
Okay, now, I actually talked to Bane about this before. One of the best mods for Gmod was called Gary's Bombs. And it added really awesome explosives to the game. This is not a prop missile. I could have very easily used a prop missile. I did the very... Now, this was a super risky shot for me because the bombs will eradicate or displace any models when they blow up. This is a nuke in the game. And I attached Bill to it, and he was spazzing out. I was a little nervous when I did this shot, because if he had kicked it the right way, if there was enough friction while he was attached to it, it would have went off, destroying everything I had just set up. Now, it wasn't like... This wasn't the biggest deal for me. I mean, I really... Like I said, for creativity reasons, Bill's just making it up on his head. But still, it would have literally obliterated the entire scene. Like, everything would have been gone. And it would have left a massive scorch mark on the ground. So this entire sequence was very, very difficult to get down. An epic battle? Yes, yes. Oh god, not the very bad forces. Yes, the very bad forces. So I was a little concerned when I was shooting this, for my own sake, because I could have totally screwed it up.
Thermonuclear missile to end all. And did a weird dance while he came down.
Of course, Bill's making himself into the hero in this story. Does he have his beard in this?
And
Hold on. I can't tell if he has his beard. No, I think he does. I thought I removed his beard for a moment. I should have, because it would have been like, you know, a long time ago, like he said.
And I saved the world.
By killing everyone. Oh, it wasn't a nuke.
And everyone was happy. And now...
Why didn't I use a nuke?
Get out of my house. Because I'm old. I'm upset.
Maybe I didn't use a nuke. Because the map was too
smell
small.
like baked beans that have been left out in an old lady's butt crack for about 30 days. In the hottest summer you can imagine. Would you like to see what that looks like?
Your thing, Grandpa. It sounds cool.
I too would like to see what your face looks like in the moonlight.
So his voice changes all of a sudden. I did that on purpose to throw everyone off. They both have the same fucking voice. So I was like, how about a little bit of Sean Connery? I too would like to see. He's kind of like zinging Grandpa again, because Bill's been treating them like shit this entire time. They just wanted to spend time with their grandpa. So he makes a jest at Bill by saying it's like your face in the moonlight, but he talks like Sean Connery for no reason.
It was then that old Bill realized he would have to rock the funk out.
It's a demon! Kill it with fire!
Oh, God. This was a Christmas special. And it just goes on. Oh, God. What's this?
Uncle Bill's grandsons.
Oh, yeah, that was it. Okay, I was wondering what that was. That was, I was like, Uncle Bill's grandsons. That doesn't make any fucking sense. That was the bloopers there. Alright, so, I hope you enjoyed the Gmod stuff. I would like to talk about more of these videos, but I want to do some Source Filmmaker stuff before I do that. I don't even know how long this stream's going to go on, but we've been going for a good hour. This isn't done yet. I'm going to quickly get some water, and we're going to move on to The Quiet Before the Storm. So, I'll start talking about... This was my first Gmod video. Sorry. Wow. Source Filmmaker video. So, as such, you will get to see the first video I ever made, and I'll talk about how I formed it together and how I did it. And then we'll go to some of the more recent stuff and some of the better works that I did. But I'm going to get some water real quick. I'll be right back. All right, I've returned. So we're gonna take a look at some Source Filmmaker stuff, and I think we could wedge in a few more Gmod videos just because there's a lot of them, and there's a lot of things I still wanted to cover. But we're gonna go over to Source Filmmaker now, and I'll talk a bit about the creative process behind that stuff and some of the things. But this is the first video I have ever made for Source Filmmaker. There we go. It's called The Quiet Before the Storm, and this is more or less an idea that I had that I didn't quite know how to translate. I had been tinkering with Source Filmmaker for about 2 weeks to learn how to do this. I'm proud of what I did, but I could have done better. And it's really simplistic. It's, you know, dirty humor kind of stuff. Here we go. God, that walking animation is so bad. I like the Pokeball, though. I was pretty proud to be able to do that scene. Especially the,
You must be joking.
bounce.
Face death. Ha!
Fatality.
Random fucking shark, random fucking shark, random fucking shark.
So, what exactly happened in this video? What did I do right? What did I do wrong? Well, the part where she forgets to wear the other bra, that's because the only model that actually was usable was a nude model for Quiet. And, wasn't used to the jiggle physics, so I had to censor it, even though she was wearing clothing. Part of her parts jumped out. Now, I'm not opposed to nudity, definitely not. I like nudity in my games, but because it's something I'm creating, if I'm creating it for a specific reason, the last thing I want is a boob coming out. Also, her ass roars at him. I thought it would be funny. Again, this is toilet humor. It's like, oh! And that's actually my voice. My voice superimposed 3 or 4 times, and I I jumped the gain up, and I did like a small like echo. So he's like, dead ass. So he pulls out a Pokeball because he wants to catch this woman. Very much total humor. Zoe in the background was my favorite part about this, though, because she's just drinking herself into a stupor, and she's like, look at me, I'm an elephant, or something. I could have done an entire video on some of the stuff I wanted to do with her. At one point, she's going to start, like, throwing shit around, but I wasn't confident in keeping the scenes going any longer. This was my favorite part, though.
Face death.
Where she kicks his ass. Unfortunately, you can see part of her heel that comes through the boot. Nothing I could have done to fix that. Except now I realize I can shrink individual body parts. Had I known that, I would have erased her feet completely. Still very, I mean, for an amazing scene. Slow motion, completely raw Street Fighter kind of moment. It looks pretty good. And then... when I did the first kick, my intention was for her to get some quick jabs in and then slam him into the ground, throw him out. But then I was like, no. Foot humor. This is too good. So, 1, 2, 2. Just take a moment to grasp that situation. How do you do that? How do you do that? That was the point. I love that scene. One of my favorite things I've ever done. What you can't see in the background is, I think there were a bunch of extras. Yes, there's a guy there, and there were going to be a bunch of other people. There's going to be, like, other food. I never use him. You see his silhouette, and I don't even remember who that was. I think it was a Gmod citizen? I think so. Or it could have been another character. I don't remember. And there was going to be, like, food. There's going to be people moving in the back. There's going to be some other people here. I never went that into the scene, unfortunately. I never did too much else with that. Oh my god, these videos. Yeah. Oh god. But it was a very complicated project. It was my first actual video that I did with Source Filmmaker. That I actually made into a video. I hadn't tried anything else like that. Now we're going to go into my favorite Source Filmmaker videos. Because I spent a good couple of months working on these, or so. And I was super proud. Well, even as I was making it, I was like, oh my god, I'm doing something amazing. So without further ado, Halloween Special Part 1 and Part 2. The bitrate's kind of all fucked up for some reason. Hold on. I think it's because I'm streaming it. Yeah, there we go. A little better. want to see these in much higher quality, you'd have to see the videos themselves, but they're in my source filmmaker thing. Yeah, the bitrate's still fucked up. There's like some digitization. Okay, that's cool.
No. No possible way.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah. God damn it! Oh! Run! Bull frickin' horse shit! I think those are Bill's tears. Bill! Francis. Damn it! Francis!
Oh god. And then this was like the trailer for the next portion, because I'd already made all of it, like a full feature film kind of thingy. So I had all the footage. And there's just a hint of what's to come. And it's like, sleep well, because it's spooky. So some of the things that happen here, there was a lot behind the scenes. There is a dragon that flies overhead. And unfortunately, I never quite got the camera angle so you could see it properly. It's gonna come... It's like around here. There's a witch.
No.
It may have already happened. It's very hard for me to remember. It's a giant bone dragon, and...
No.
Wait, was that it?
No.
No, it's a piece of... Was that it? It's hard for me to tell.
No.
Come on, Bill.
No.
I can't tell if that's mist or that's the dragon, but there's something that comes across the screen there. And it's supposed to be really far away and really hard to see, and I was always disappointed that I never quite got the angle on that dragon.
Okay.
Because I thought about putting it in, and I put it in, and you don't really see it.
God damn it!
This run sequence with the tank took me a while to get. His speed's a little bit off, but it worked out fine. Where he slaps it. This is how I learned how to transition pre-built animations. And I was super pleased with how I threw the thing here. Is there any way I can slow this down? I don't think so. No. Wait, normal. Ah, God, now we're getting some advanced shit here. Okay, here we go. I throw it, and he swipes it, hits it, and then he comes over, and that scene where he collides with the gremlin, it was both fucking adorable and really complicated. I had some problems, so he, like, picks the gremlin up. But the problem is, if you've ever used Source Filmmaker, you can't pick up an object that wasn't pre-animated with it. So I had to mirror the gremlin with his hand movements. And he just picks him up and tosses him. Oh, poor little gremlin. But he's okay. I'm not going to hurt him. And the pumpkin survives too. And it falls down in his hand. And he's all okay. And then, of course, you know, it's assaulting Bill. And interesting portion here. I ran into a problem, and it really, like, dropped me down. I got really depressed about it. So you hear the transition there, where he's like, bull freaking horseshit, and then the music stops. Like that, and it kind of stutters. No.
Horse shit.
Right there. Now, that's caused by my old computer. I was using a hard drive. For whatever reason, it couldn't process Source Filmmaker videos properly. I have to give myself a round of applause for being dedicated enough to get this kind of stuff out at the time. I couldn't process it fully, so it would often corrupt the video the longer the video was. The audio was the first thing to go. It would either stop abruptly like it does, or it would just go, and then the animations would get slow and the audio would get off sync, and it was a complete mess. I was able to salvage that footage by cutting these, like, this is literally like, these are like 13 different clips together. Like 13 or 14 segments of the film that I was making to get them to work properly. It was a serious problem. I also messed up here on Francis, but I think it fit his character well. He was in T-pose, and I started animating him, not realizing he was stuck on T-pose until he got to this point.
Bill's tears.
So when I realized that, I made him mocking. I made him like he's supposed to be mocking. I changed his animation. He was supposed to be like quizzical, not flailing his arms around like a gorilla. So he becomes a mocking figure. And then, of course, man, slapstick humor. Like, how does he get across the yard that quickly? That's the point. That's the point. He shows up with Zoe.
Bill's tears.
And then he just appears right next to him, breaking the tension.
Bill! Francis.
And he screams at him, and it just freaks Bill out. I love that so much. The reason Zoe doesn't move an inch here is because something went horribly wrong with her model. I had to actually import a new Zoe, literally a new model of her, of the same model, because something. Now this is actually kind of funny, but it's true. So she's a jiggle physics model. Her hair and her breasts and her ass, they move. This is a big thing among source filmmaker developers. They want models that move in all the right places, quote unquote. Unfortunately, because I was very new, something went horribly wrong. So when I went to animate her, and it doesn't exist in the video, her breasts, her thighs, and I think her hands were still attached somehow in this scene. So somehow, when I went to move her, they go back in time, fucking Marty, let's go back to the future. And I couldn't move her. I couldn't risk moving her because it was not only wrong looking, but kind of like with the quiet thing. I don't want like someone's tits flying across the map. That's what happened. Now, if I was intending that result, I would have left it in, but I was not intending it and it looked wrong. So it was a funny experience and what not to do, and I still to this day don't realize how I screwed it up so bad. It didn't hurt the film, though. It's what it is. I could see IRL stream source filmmaker Gmod commentary, and it shows fucking Coach's face. Oh, that's great. Oh, that's great. I hope that remains. 15 to 10 cookies. Left 4 Dead music gave me chills, creeped me out still now. Yeah, it's really good. Really good stuff. Really good music. I love the Left 4 Dead soundtracks. So here is the second one. And these, mind you, I filmed all this stuff in advance, and I started compiling it before October. So this isn't like it was brand new or anything, it was newer. I started the intro out a little differently. And if you missed it there, now the interesting is I wanted it to have a really professional kind of intro. So you see like the desiccated house and then the room, and just to get the atmosphere right, I overlaid a graveyard and a church in this room with a dead body. And then, jump scare, Coach appears very momentarily. Even though he's not in this video. I was so proud of that, and that was actually a hard scene to do. So this was some advanced shit that I was getting into. That's why I'm so proud of this video. The scene you see before you is very live, and the lights are flickering in live time. I had to animate each of those light flickers myself. I sped up the footage slightly. Then I had an animated Coach looking scared. but I didn't include him in the original draft of this. I shot a separate scene of the same scene where he does that, with the same lights and everything. And then I overlaid both of them so that he would appear... Because, like, it's impossible, because you notice how the lights flicker on and off, on and off. I had to get him to appear when the lights went on, right there. So I wanted him to materialize instantaneously into the frame as a funny jump scare. And that was a real trick. But I'm glad I did it. It came out so well. It gives a perfect opening to this perfect film.
Hunter's got Bill!
Run!
There's a guinea pig jump scare in there, by the way.
There's a witch around here. What? Ah, shit.
No, Bill. What?
I'm sorry, Bill. I love you.
I won't forget you, Bill.
And that was how I ended it. And so this entire rest of the video was me just like talking about the credits and how I got it working, and I love the soundtrack. It's amazing. Unfortunately, I never quite got to talk about this video to you guys. I never quite got to explain like how much work went into it. It was a very complicated video to do, and I guess that's what this moment is for now. But at the time I released it, and I still wish I could have done more with it, and I probably will continue. Probably going forward with something like this in the future, but I loved doing this one especially because it was Left 4 Dead. It was a game that I played to death. I played it so much and I loved it, and it was Halloween, my favorite time of year, and I really, really wanted to make something spooky, fun, and silly, and I think I achieved that. This scene here where Bill, like Francis grabs Bill. He says Hunter's got Bill, and he throws Bill towards the zombie. That is 100% my representation of my experience with Left 4 Dead, because I would sacrifice my AI companions so I could win. It's just so typical of Francis too as a character. He like, when the worst situation always happens, and Francis, you know, it's always Francis's fault somehow. It's always his fault somehow because he did an oversight or something. He does mean well. When it comes down to it, he will come through, but it's just so typical. It's so typical of a lot of people's experiences. It's the way he sounds, really, because I mean these are all either AI or if you're playing the game with friends, it's friends. But it's how Francis delivers his lines that implicates him as a goofball when he's unintentionally being a goofball. He thinks the zombies are vampires. He doesn't know the difference between a vampire and a zombie. So it's typical of him to be like, "Oh God, Bill's getting mauled." When in reality, he's slowly pushing Bill towards the zombies. Watch his arm. Hunter's got Bill, and he pushes him. Oh my god, I loved doing that scene because I was not aiming for that originally. When I was like, where do I go from here? And then I was like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna make him push him into the tank. This scene I screwed up badly. It was a simple scene. I screwed it up. Because I had to, like, I mean, this probably took me an entire day to do alone. I started out pretty strong with Lewis looking around. There was no normal skin Lewis at the time, so I didn't have access to his normal body. I had to use a science fiction Lewis. As he starts moving his flashlight around, I remember I came back to the project a day later, and I must have used the wrong time scale. Because you see him whip around really fast, and then Nick actually moves really fast. He wasn't supposed to... Nope, that's not it. That's quality. He wasn't supposed to move that fast. Nick was supposed to go like that, and really slow. But I screwed up the time scale. It still works. And then he's like, what? And it was actually really hard to get that lighting, that angle on his face. But I want it to be low lighting. If you're going for horror, low lighting is the best way to do horror. It's something with the way we perceive lights and darkness. When you have light coming from below, it freaks the brain out. And that's what I was going for. But of course, this is humor, so it's not going to be a witch behind him. It's Zoe making a weird sound. You can also see the pumpkin and the little gremlin here. She's hugging him. Again, something, if I... that face. I'm sad because I can't capture everything in the scene. And she's actually hugging that gremlin. She is really hugging that gremlin. You really can't see it. Her arms are missing. You can kind of see where her arm comes down to hold the gremlin's tummy. Her other hand is there, and she's stroking him. But you can't really see it. The gremlin looks over at him as he falls down, and then she just walks away. She's like, oh okay. But I love this scene. Ah, shit. Okay. This was probably the simplest but funniest. I was dying with laughter when I made this because this is the shit I see when I close my eyes. He walks in. He just fled, having fed Bill to the tank. Ah, shit. And it's literally the only thing I could think of in this scene to happen. There was many things I could have done. He could have picked up a pumpkin. He could have been eating something. But it's that ah shit reaction. Ah shit. Because you know the second he says ah shit, and as it ends you hear the boomer sound, you know what's going down. Let's look at that in slow motion. This was by far, I think, the single greatest scene I've ever made because I was crying when I was creating it. And my brother was like, why are you crying? And I was like, you'll see. You'll see. Look at his legs. Look at those fucking legs. I didn't move his waist on purpose. I made him waddle forward in this very unnatural movement. And the entire time, his fucking hands and his head are just... And the fact that it has jiggle physics on it makes it even better because he has this undulating shifting of his fat on his neck and his belly. It's priceless. It makes it so fucking good. I love it. Baby boomer incoming. Tiny boomer. But yeah, that was... Oh my god. I enjoyed making that scene above everything else. And then, of course, you know, the scene where Zoe transforms, I was explaining to Bane, I was at like an end for what I could do with the video, so I didn't know where to go from there. I was like, well, you know, Lewis scared to death. He's somewhere in the house. Nick is just hiding behind boxes. Francis is dead. Bill just died. what do I do with Zoe? And I like Zoe, so I try not to kill her off in these videos. But I was like, what do I do with Zoe? And I found the line where she says, "I'm sorry, Bill, I loved you." So I was like, that's perfect for what just happened to Bill. So I used that.
Hey, Bill, I love you.
And then I was like, how about she enrages and kills the tank? But I gotta make it funny. How do I make it funny? She transforms. And I took a lot of liberties with her bone structure. And the bone structure stuff, that was incredibly fun to do because I'd never tried it because of how glitchy it can get. And I was like, I think I'm confident enough to try something.
Sorry, Bill,
I loved you. So she roars, and then you can see her arms widen. Her skin gets a shade of green at first. She has this really horrible snarl. And how I achieved her skin getting green, first of all, there's a lot of greenish and white gray lights in the scene alone. So that really helped with that. But you'll notice she changes a tone just a little bit right there. Now that's actually, and now you see she's fully like, Jolly Green Giant there. But in this scene, she doesn't actually change skin color because that's impossible to do with Source Engine. So as she starts to widen and turn into Shrek, what I ended up doing was subtly tweaking the environmental lights that were focused on her for the scene. This was really advanced shit for me. And then, of course, when she does her full transformation into Shrek, I really messed up her body on purpose. That was the point, but she was already green for that scene, because it's impossible to change her skin. And I wanted to do a thing where she just gets into full Shrek mode, but I thought it was funnier where she falls into the scene. I was going to do a thing where her boot came down, but I grossly underestimated the size of the Shrek model, and I didn't want to fuck around with the scene any longer and potentially ruin it. Because if you resize a lot, you do a lot of stuff like that, things can go wrong pretty quickly. So Shrek is a lot smaller than Shrek should have been. At least I thought Shrek was going to be, because I misjudged the size. I thought he was around the same size as the tank. It's going to have the boot come down in the camera angle. Instead, it just kind of like falls like plunk right there for no reason whatsoever. I think it works for the scene alone. But I had bigger plans for how Zoe was going to transform with that. I like how it came out. It was a complicated series of sequences, and I did a great job, in my own opinion. Definitely learned a lot from making that, though. So, let's take a look at... Let's take a look at what happens when you have too many mods. Now, I'm not going to say too much about this one other than... Well, I mean, I'm going to say some stuff about the creation of it. I'm not going to say too much about... I have plans for it. I'm not going to ruin that for you. I do have plans. And again, these are plans. I don't know if they'll ever come to fruition. I hope they do. But it's really for me to figure it out. I do a little bit more pre-planning with Source Filmmaker than I do with Gmod. And because Source Filmmaker is, you're actually making movies, it's much more intensive. So I do have plans for a sequel. I'm just not sure yet. So I need to write that out and figure it out. But here we go.
You people ready?
Thinking positive got me where I am.
Oh, shit! Ah, shit.
Oh, God! Francis!
How's my face?
Francis, no!
Game over, man! Game over!
Lewis, tell Zoe I don't know what's going on.
The hell is here! Let's go!
Thanks, Lewis!
No, not Zoe!
And I did actually do this one in one actual night. And this was when I got my new computer, the one I'm using now. So I was able to get so much done and do a good job. And then I do, like, you know, my thing where I say, check out my videos and subscribe and blah, blah, blah. But you get to see some of my other works. I like doing that kind of outro because it shows some of the other shit I've done. while still, you know, being part of the video. But so
You people ready?
Thinking positive.
how did I come across? How did I do this? It actually started with Lewis. It started with this model.
Where I am. Oh shit!
I decided to take... Okay, so there are Gmod models, and I can't name the exact models, but they were on the Gmod workshop for the longest time. There is a well-known problem when you port models ripped directly from Left 4 Dead, where body parts vanish, and they stay. In fact, some of my other videos you can actually see, if you look really carefully, some of the, like, not this build. This is a specifically tailored build.
You people ready?
But one of the characters from, actually it was Bill's Christmas stories, Bill's Christmas tales. His hand is missing. You don't really notice it unless you're really looking for it. But this is something that happens with the core models. This Lewis is a Gen 1 model.
Where I am.
So he has a massive problem where he is missing an entire like set of arms. So I decided to take this a step further. I dropped his torso down and I enlarged his head. I was playing around with Lewis. I was like, I wonder what happens if I install these models. And I did that, and I installed Lewis into the game, and he was all messed up. And then I just thought of screwing around with it, and I started laughing because it was so dumb. And I was like, okay, I have an idea for why I want this. This was actually as close to my Gmod making process as I've ever gotten in Source Filmmaker. I said, why the hell not? How about it's about too many mods in Left 4 Dead? Because if you've played Left 4 Dead with too many mods, this is indicative of that. And that's what I did. He's freaking out about the fact that somebody modded the ever-living hell out of him. His world is crashing.
Ah, shit.
Oh God, Francis!
Her face, the look of disgust and fear is perfect.
Oh God, Francis!
How's my face?
And I've been dying for an excuse to use the kiwi. And his skin tone, his feather tone, fits Francis's skin tone so well. On top of that, the Francis model doesn't possess arms, just like Lewis. And the kiwi fits so snug in the collar. I was like, I need a reason to use the kiwi, and this is the perfect reason. If I hadn't been thinking about the kiwi, I would have been so upset. And I love how I did the lip syncing too. The lip syncing in this video is so much better than it ever had been. I got so good at lips.
Ah, shit.
Oh God, Francis!
It can take me hours to actually do, you know, the mouths and lips. This entire video took one night. It is a simpler video than most of the others I've shown, but it was advanced in what I was capable of. Like, most of the work went in lips and sounds. And if I can do that and still, you know, give you an amazing video, and I feel I've done a good job.
How's my face?
I mean, he doesn't have lips, but... Francis, no!
Lewis, tell Zoe I don't know what's going on.
That explosion is from Gary's bombs as well. Again, I mentioned that's a defunct mod in Gary's mod, but I have all the files in Source Filmmaker.
Thanks, Lewis.
Now, the funny thing was, I wanted something to sneak up on them, but it'd be too predictable if it was a zombie. It's about mods going too far. At this point, I've proven that. At this point in the video, it's like, okay, someone modded the fuck out of their game. I decided to pull something random out of the box, and I literally did a random search on the workshop, and I came up with this. This was my first introduction to Ugandan Knuckles. I didn't know it was a meme. This was the first time I had ever heard of it or seen it. I didn't understand anything about it. I chose it because it was an ugly model and it was funny. Look at that face and tell me you're not terrified. And Zoe's reaction is my own. Like, do you want to tell your friend that there's something behind him? Now this is the best part. This part, The reason I chose this Zoe, she's not the most high definition Zoe. She doesn't have all the bells and whistles of the others. Her eyes are a little bit glazed over. It works though. It's closer to the actual Zoe model. I chose this Zoe secretly because of her unique flexibility that no other model I've ever had possesses. This is actually a flex she possesses. Her body... Oh god, it happens so fast. Her body implodes. That's her superpower. Literally, her body implodes. It crushes itself into this little package of limbs and organs and clothing. You can actually see her fingers. You can actually see her hands. She's all crushed up, and he's like, "Oh no, 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 not Zoe!" It's so bad. I guess in this one she died, but oh my god, I had way too much fun making that one. Shrek is love. Shrek is life. Yes, he is. So I had so much fun making that. It was a good feeling kind of thing, and I want to do a sequel. I desperately want to do a sequel of that one, because what happens when you have too many mods? That is something that is universal with a variety of games. I want to do it with Left 4 Dead again, because I do have somewhere on a hard drive an entire Left 4 Dead installation that has too many mods. But I want to do it because of the way it reminds me of that. And a lot of people who played Left 4 Dead have at one point made too many mods, put too many in their games. We're going to do Bad Burger. This is one that my friends get a kick out of. The bunny is just calls me amazing. That bunny, this is an amazing model. The mod maker kind of threw a hissy fit with a lot of people. He thinks that he deserves to be paid for people downloading his mod, and that's not how the workshop works. If you want people to buy a model, you don't release it for free. He even attached like a thing on top of the bunny at one point. Actually, I had to disable it in this video, where he demands that you visit his site and you pay him. He has since changed that, but he got a lot of flack for being very argumentative with the community. It's like when you are putting a model onto the store, it's an asset that anyone can use. You do not demand royalties. Do not demand royalties for that model. Because if you're going to demand royalties, you sell the model. And even then, it's not your right to sell it, unless you absolutely made it yourself. To this day, some people were arguing that he actually ripped this bunny off of another game and then retextured it himself. He claims, whatever the case, that he made it himself. Honestly, I don't care about court cases in modeling. He shouldn't have made it into a big deal. That's really what it is. He shouldn't have made it into a big deal. But it's a great model by itself. It's realistic with what you can do with it. The breathing. The paw movements. And that's literally it.
Everyone just calls me cool.
When I did the scene, I knew exactly what I was gonna do. He gets scared, he throws the burger, and the bunny, like a heat-seeking missile, follows the burger. And then for no fucking reason, the tattletale. I think that text, that the animation you're seeing is the infernal bomb or something, and it's like meat and fire and pentagrams, and it was just so perfect. It doesn't make any sense, and the rest of this is literally just an advert because Nope, just the in-law. Yeah. I wanted to make the videos at least long for the advertisements as well, because I wanted people to see what I could make. It was, maybe it's a little bit selfish. I wanted people to see. We don't see anything? No! 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 Oh, God, no! It fucked up! No! God! Okay, okay. I knew it was gonna happen eventually. God damn it. Yeah, it's the fucking... Okay. Wow. Wow. It's the hotkeys. It's the hotkeys. You see now? Ah.
Everyone just calls me Coach.
I am so sorry.
Hey, Batman! Coach!
Oh man, I'm aggravated. Yeah, I'm aggravated about that because I'm using the hotkey thing again because I'm using display capture. As I mentioned in the Path of Exile streams, using display capture, I have the hotkey so that I don't like constantly just unprofessional. Hey, look, it's the stream. I'm so sorry about that, Pizza. I'm sorry, Ryan. Sorry, Daniel. Yeah, that is that's my bad completely. I knew it was going to happen eventually. I was going to mess up at some point because I press a button to, you know, pop. Oh, it's not working. It's actually not. There we go. See, how to help a bunny fart. And then I press it again. Yeah, it doesn't want to do it all the time. But yeah, I made a mistake there. I'm sorry. At least this is a short Source Filmmaker video, but I was pointing out some things. You'll see the bunny move its head following the burger. That's what I really wanted to show off with this. I knew exactly where I was going with that scene. To reiterate. So the bunny is staring intently at him. And stares back. And then she's like, hey, fat man. He freaks out, throws the burger. The bunny goes straight for it. Oh, that's such a bad Misty model, too. There's really no Misty models. There is only one other Misty character model in existence. And it is a nude model. And it looks nothing like Misty. I know this because I did a lot of research. There's a lot of models from a bunch of different people, and there's only two. There's this one, and the clothing is all clipping, and she, like, I can't even move the model. Like, her body is terrible. You try to move her leg, and half of her, like, stomach and her arm, like, flow down to the ground like silly putty. But her facial expressions were good, and I wanted her to look deranged. She's just this person holding a bunny while he's eating a burger. For no reason. But the bunny model, I was saying about the bunny model is amazing. Great model. Just that the person who made it is a bit of a difficult individual. But I never dealt with them, so thank God. Yeah, I'm so sorry about having it. Yeah, I'm sorry about having it like blind like that. I was worried it was going to happen. We're going to play, we're going to show my newest video. Is this one I just did. And I don't think I'm going to get a copyright, but if I do, this video will also get copywritten. It's going to suck, but it is what it is. This one is called Something Mighty This Way Comes. And I guess, I mean, I don't think it's going to be really different to talk about it now as opposed to later. Literally, if you know who this person is, the song makes more sense. It's actually really funny. I also started to introduce in this video my watermark for the video, because I'm actually at the point where I'm proud of what I'm doing. Like, I'm 100% super proud. So I want to put a mark on it so people, when they see that, they know, bam, Garret did that. As opposed to people finding all these videos and being like, okay, that was cool, and they never look at who, you know, actually made it. That happens a lot with YouTube videos. So I want people to not only, you know, be curious about the channel and see the things I can do, they'll know that I made this, and I'm proud of it. Oh, that's a little bit silent. There we go. Okay, so, yeah, what the fuck did you just watch? Yeah, so basically this is Norman Reedus kicking ass and taking names. This one was very different than a lot of my other Source Filmmaker videos because it uses a lot of pre-stock animations from both Half-Life, some Left 4 Dead, and No More Room in Hell. And so it was a very fast one to work with. At the same time, there's a lot of custom animations. Some of what Norman Reedus does here. Like, I mean, that's not the best, but it's supposed to look a certain way. So it was quickly done, but it was efficiently done. It's supposed to be mostly about the joke itself, with it being Norman Reedus. And I actually am still proud of some of the simplistic animations that I've put into him, especially like that kind of martial arts kung fu that he's doing. Right there, the face he makes. I believe this model, I actually ripped this off of Gmod model. The model from Gmod was made by the same person who made the Isaac Clarke model, so it has a lot of the same qualities. It makes him very endearing. In Gmod, he kind of slumps his shoulders a bit. He has a lot of facial flexes. Unfortunately, there's one thing it doesn't possess in Source Filmmaker. I can't move his eyes. And now, at first you're probably like, well, that doesn't matter. It's actually really hard, and I'm amazed that most of the time he's staring in the right direction. Because he is staring at the source camera for the map, which means it was the first place the person who made the map. It's weird. It's hard to describe. When the person designed this map, GM City HDR Night, there's a camera where the map model begins. And it's not really a camera, it's where you first begin your session to create the map. The camera itself is saved as the source point. You could almost say it's the center of the map, but it's not, because you could have started it way at the back. These models will always be viewing that if they have no, if they have the ability to track motion, and they have no ability to move their eyes. I'm just making sure you guys can see this, so you know. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Okay. The latest one is Mighty Weird. I give it 20 out of 10 bunnies. Yes, 20 out of 10 bunnies. So he is tracking, because he has eye tracking. I don't have the ability to move his eyes. He's tracking the camera for the map. But this can also change as well, because as I move his model, that association changes. So I'm amazed for most of this, his eye angles were perfect. His eye angles were flawless. They were perfect. Especially for when he gets on the ground here and he turns to the zombie, because he's looking in the right direction. He is looking in the right direction. I had no control of that, but you see there, as he's still moving, he's staring off over in the distance. And then this morphing sequence, I was super proud of that. It came out exactly like I wanted it to. Sound and visuals. Now I don't have a morpher, so I couldn't actually put a morpher in. And I just love how, like, I realized for this fight sequence, I didn't plan on him turning into the Mega Reedus so close to the wall. I misjudged the distance. It still worked out, though, because as he transforms, there's still all these cars and things. There's a zombie, like, frozen in there behind him. He killed him so hard. So as he transforms, I was like, well, he's kind of clipping through things. So I made some of the characters move on the ground. Yeah, you can see some of them run indoors, some run backwards. He kills 2 zombies with 1 foot, and he's pushing cars with his feet. One of the other vehicles that you saw back there, you don't see it, but it actually gets... That one gets scuffed across the street. You never see it make that distance. This one, however, directly in front of him gets kicked and then pushed in live time. That's the proper speed and velocity. I was like, I want the battle sequence to go on a bit longer, but then I was like, a minute long is good, so he just stuffs his sword straight into the thing. The only disappointing part is the Megazord doesn't have finger bones, so he is constantly cupping the blade. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Ah! No, he's constantly cupping the blade. He's not actually gripping it. So it's, you know, suspend your disbelief. Unfortunately, there's nothing I can do about that. But, and now it doesn't want to. Now it doesn't want to show it at all. Okay, that's cool. This is called "It Has Found You." It's not humor. It is horror. That maniacal expression, though. Yes, that's why I chose. I mean, mainly I chose the Norman Reedus thing. I chose Norman Reedus because I was getting ice cream. This is literally how I created Something Mighty This Way Comes. I literally was getting ice cream. It was hot like it is tonight. And I started humming the Power Rangers song. It's like, you know, and this is the joke of the video. Spoiler alert, if you didn't get it already. Here we go. Do you want to hear it? If you don't, leave the stream. If you want to hear it, I will talk. 3, 2, 1. The entire joke is go, go, Norman Reedus. Da-na-na-na-na-na. Go, go, Norman Reedus. So I was humming this, and it was so stupid. Now, I've always said, and I've heard it Ben said to me as well, the best thing you can do with a stupid thought is to get it out there. When you are tired and your brain is going off like crazy and you have a stupid thought, that is usually the best thought you could ever have. So for me, making my dumb videos that you have all come to see, I was singing Go Go Norman Reedus to myself in the kitchen while I had ice cream. Chocolate brownie fudge ice cream, to be exact. Which had nothing to do with the fact that it was Go Go Norman Reedus, but I was like, I need to get this out. I need to do this. So I literally dedicated the entire night to that thing. I didn't live stream. I didn't do anything. I literally worked on Something Mighty This Way Comes. It went through 3 different title changes. One was Go Go Norman Reedus. The other was Mighty Morphin Reedus. Mighty Morphin Norman Reedus. And then I chose, of course, you know, I just decided to say Something Mighty This Way Comes. I did actually change one of the tags to Go Go Norman Reedus, though. Whether or not people would get that, because people who don't know about Power Rangers wouldn't really reference the song to that. I did that for people who decided, like me, to type in Google Go Go Norman Reedus and they get no results. Now they will. So that was kind of the point, was to make it exactly what I thought in the first place. Standing in the kitchen, getting ice cream, was Go Go Norman Reedus. So this one is horror, and this is called It Has Found You. Now, I mean, in some ways it can be viewed as funny, but it was intended for horror. I might want to turn this down. Nah, screw it. I can remove my headset. Sound alert warning. You've been warned. I did warn you. I did warn you. I wanted to make something very different. I'm so sorry. Gotta love me. Yeah, so this one, nope, no, go back. Which one came out first? There was It Has Found You, October 19th, 2016. And then there was October 21st, 2016. I was working on them together. That's right. I was making this one separately, and this one definitely didn't take that long to make. Fun story about the creation of this. So this is GM Downpour. This is one of the many apartment buildings. And it's a really good map. It was in my first video, The Quiet Before the Storm. GM Downpour is a wet cityscape at night. And this was a really good apartment building with a very creepy looking bathroom. And I was looking at the bathroom, I was thinking, that thing gives me the nightmares. So I was like, what about off, angles? So this guy, is leaving his bathroom. And you just hear creaking. and there's this thing moving. Now, what is this thing? This thing, I had a very hard time deciding what model to use. Because what scares me is something called the White Ghost Girl. Or the, I'm probably going to butcher the hell out of it, but it's called the Onru. Or Unru? I think it's Unru. I don't know. It's a Japanese ghost. It's a tortured female spirit, usually female. Basically a person who is feeling inadequate in life or abused. They become probably the worst thing you could probably imagine. If you're familiar with The Grudge, Kayako is one of them. So she is a spirit that latches on to anything around her and attacks it and kills it. And they are just horrible because they are injustice given form. Or at least the feeling, the oppression of injustice given form. Meaning they'll attack everything. They don't care. That's literally what Kayako is. That shit terrifies me. I don't know what it is about the shape or the sounds or the way they move. Probably because it's very corpse-like, deliberate, and relentless. These ghosts don't fuck around. They don't talk to you in a monologue. They don't sit you down. They don't have a weakness. They just attack. And probably the scariest thing I've ever seen was The Grudge. So this was very inspired by my own fears. I'm being somebody who has felt injustice, felt abused, been hurt, been broken, been stabbed, been just ignored and hurt my entire life. I can relate with this kind of ghost, but it terrifies the shit out of me. So this character is actually, I believe, a character called Paz from, I believe Paz is from Metal Gear Solid. And you really don't know it to look at her. She's using the hair from another model, a very silky, black, flowy, high-definition hair. I chose Paz because she was very scrawny. And I wanted it to appear gaunt, even though you weren't going to see much of it. And she had the right skin tone. I wonder how many people notice the arcade machine in the background there. It's just like, well, this is some guy's bachelor pad. And see, this is that kind of dread that I was aiming for. So he hears or senses something, but he doesn't see it outright. Like you see it. You, the viewer, are beholden to something. He doesn't see this yet. He senses it. He senses it. So with the sound, it's very silent. You just hear creaking like something is trying to come forward. And then something breaks or falls and you hear groaning. And that's enough to send him running. Now that's the kind of shit that scares me. What you don't see. What you don't see is what scares you. He's imagining dread. Have you ever looked across your hallway in your house and felt like, I don't want to go anywhere near that room? Have you ever felt that way? That's what I was trying to capture. And then, of course, as the video goes on, he's running down the hallway where it should be safe, but he walks upstairs to get out, you know. It's dark. Turns on his flashlight. And this was something I learned from when I was doing... it was very fresh in my mind because I was working on these around the same time. When Lewis is in the attic... I'm just going to make sure you guys can actually see this here. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. So the model is of what exactly? The model is Paz from Metal Gear Solid, I think? Or Metal Gear or something. It's not even a witch. It's not a witch, Daniel, at all. Like, I was going to use a witch, but I was like, no, that's too direct, because she's got bloody hands and claws, and she's got this face, and these... I was like, that's too direct. I want something very human, but very scrawny. And I didn't want it too exaggerated in the color tone. I wanted the color tone to still be lifelike, but unlifelike. The witch is very unlifelike. She's very white. I didn't want this to be too white. So he's using the flashlight, much like Lewis did. This is something I was working on, and I'm pretty proud of the flashlight effects. And then, of course, again, what scares you is what you don't know. So he's, like, imagining all kinds of horrors. He turns the flashlight over here. Originally, there was supposed to be a hand that comes up, but then I was thinking that's too slow. Again, like with the witch is too direct with it being a witch and being monstrous. So I chose to use someone more normal. And then I chose, for this scene, rather than being too slow with the horror, because it was already leading up to something, to instantly scare shit. Now, this is interesting here. You notice how dark it is. That's how actually dark it is. The lighting changes. And that's to allow you to see his face. But it's still very dark for him. It's a very subtle change that not many people noticed. And that also allows you to see more of the definition and tone. And then she comes at him. Now, funny story is her skin appears green in this image. But her skin, I didn't actually touch her skin at all. She's appearing green because of the natural ambient shadows. And you really don't see much of her. You don't see much of Paz. And that was the point. Was to make her absolutely unknown and horrifying. And that's what scares me. You still don't know. It's the unknown. Even when that unknown... And see, her nails, her fingers, everything is still human. It's not exaggerated. It's not exaggerated too much. The hair is the most exaggerated feature. But then again, is that any different than reality? I love when the... I'm trying to get the exact image here. When he shines the light directly in her eyes. Right there. Oh, nope. A few seconds back. There. When I was freeze framing that... Now, mind you, Source Filmmaker is very different than what you're... When you're seeing this compiled footage, it's factoring in your computer speed and all that stuff. It's going at the rendered settings. 60 frames, 120 frames, whatever you're doing. When you're rendering these still shots, it can be very haunting, some of the things you see as you're formatting, especially if you're going for horror. It actually took me a bit of courage, because this alone, you can see her eye. And that's actually lens flare from the eye. The eye actually refracts. I was gunning for that effect. And it's a millisecond. It is a literal fucking millisecond. It's not a second, it's a millisecond. Sorry. You see her eyes refracting the light, the actual light source from the flashlight, for a millisecond. And then she comes at you. You can even see a bit of her nose. But the fact that you barely see it, and I animated her face and everything, you don't really see that. And it's that level of, like, instantaneous attack that I was aiming for. I wanted it to be horrifying. After the slow build-up, I wanted her to lunge at the camera. And then you hear screaming. You're presuming either that's him or her, but it doesn't matter either way. And it does this ground shot of, like, the sound, the way the sound sounds. I was originally going to do a thing where it goes down the hall. I chose to do it at floor view from outside because it's so loud. The scream is so loud, you can hear it from street level. Just to hit home the fact that something went horribly wrong in there. And I was pretty proud of that. I really enjoyed that. There's a few others here that I would like to show you, but some are better than others. See, I want to talk about The Horse Awakens, but really to do that one justice, I have to show you the first one. I'd rather you see that in your own free time, just because. Maybe another time I'll cover some of the ones I missed. This is called Dog Almighty. And this was me just screwing around. Yeah, that's literally it. That's literally it, and the rest is just adverts for my other videos. Again, a little bit selfishly, I wanted people to see these videos and you know, see what they thought of them. That was the point. It was to get stuff out there so that somebody would say that was really funny. I like that, because if it's real, it's the chances of you seeing these videos are incredibly low. I'm a pretty much a virtual nobody here, and I just want people to see it. So we're gonna go to another Gmod video now. And the reason this one here, I wanted to talk about this for a very long time. people really didn't know the biggest story about this. In fact, I don't even talk about it here. Some silly little thing I did trying to survive on a tropical island with little to no surprise. Surprise? Surprise! Supplies. Jack Sparrow will show you the do's and don'ts of island living. That's literally all I put. I should have put the entire story, and the entire story was when I made this video, Man vs. File. It's a Bear Grylls skit, and I was deathly ill. And I'm not saying that because I can say it, or it sounds like good English, because it's certainly not. I'm saying that... My voice is actually starting to go. Let me get a drink of water here. Oh, God. I'm saying that because I was actually at death's door. I had some sort of infection. Some sort of flu or virus. I don't know. To this day, we'll never know. I don't like hospitals. And this is like one of the times in my life I was considering it. Now, I believe it was a year prior. I think it was a year prior, not a year after. I think it was a year prior. I had the same problem. It was always at the beginning of the year. This happened for 2 years. I think this was the second time. And last time since. This was in 2014. To this day, I don't know what was wrong with me. It was very hard to breathe. I had the worst fever. And I again, like I said, I started my YouTube channel. This video is going to get actually kind of deep for me because, again, the mindset I was in. I started my YouTube channel. I officially started my YouTube channel with the 7 Days to Die series. I was still reeling from the very notion that my life was going to come to an end because of my own depression, my own problems. So the motto, which I received from Markiplier, just do something, literally inspired me to keep doing. There's literally just to keep doing anything. In this case, making funny videos, trying to be funny, trying to do things. I was still going under that rule of thumb, and I still am, even to this day. I'm treating it more appropriately. I'm giving myself some time, because I never was resting. I was almost uploading every day. I was, in fact, recording and uploading those same videos on the same day, and I had no backlog. I was literally making videos an entire day's worth, and then just uploading them. I had more of a no life than I do now, which I still don't have a life, but it was a very difficult time for me. And then I got super ill these 2 years. This one was really bad for me. And I almost died. But in this video, I made this because I was very feverish, and I kept saying to myself, if I don't make another video, if I don't make another video today, and I was like shivering, and I was cold, and I was hot, and I had a migraine, I was coughing up God knows what. I was like, I'm going to die having not released another Gmod video. And this is that video. While I was deathly ill, I made this. It was viewer discretion. I did that on purpose. I was so sick.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jack Sparrow.
My name. I'm trying to do Bear Grylls.
And today on Man vs. Files, I'm going to try to survive on this desert island using nothing but my brain as my only tool, and I'm quite concerned because I believe I am not alone. So we're going to use our wits and wills to survive here. I'm Jack Sparrow. First thing you want to do
It
is
amazes me I was able to do
all the
this.
supplies you have.
I think it was the last amount of energy that I had for that entire day. And I got so ill. I mean, I was ill, but I got even iller after I was done all this.
If you have anything from your crash, wreckage, or subsequent vacation to whatever godforsaken hellhole you decide to maroon yourself on, here I have a wrecked boat. Gonna punch the wood. Doesn't do a lot of good. Whoops. I've just destroyed my only means of actual supplies or any sort of descent from this hellhole, and it has despawned into the ocean, into the sand. I am screwed. I have 2 cameras on me at all times, so I'll make sure to be very, very careful as I travel through the forest to make sure these cameras don't get
Forgot
damaged
about
or
the cameras.
scuffed
I haven't watched this
or
in so long.
subsequently thrown into a badger den. What the hell is that? It's a flower. Feeling a little bit woozy, so I better drink some water. These streams contain lots of fresh water, possible fish, so if you can get yourself a rod, you can catch something. I hear something. Exploring inland on the coast, I found myself a nice horse
That horse looks surprised.
with the scariest face in the world. I seem to have mounted my horse in the wrong way, and he is leading me astray, straight into a mountain. I'm having trouble. I'm making my way
having
inland,
trouble.
getting stuck on every tree on the way there. Trying so hard to find shelter for the night. It's gonna get very cold on these tropical islands, so I need to find shelter, make a fire, and stay secure. Because everyone knows when the sun goes down,
Oh my god.
clowns come out.
No, not the clowns.
I found a nice little secluded area in the center of the island, but it's not so far away from the coast. It's far enough away that the winds won't chill me while I sleep, so I can prepare camp here. Tie my horse to a tree, and I need to quickly build a shelter. Night is falling. That horse is still scaring the crap out of me. I found several different boxes, crates, all manner of junk along the ocean, even a bench. I'll survive nicely here. As for this mystical glowing tool gun, it's Garry's mod. We all have tool guns.
That is so true. We all do. Oh my god. That was completely on accident. I just rolled with it. And yeah, I killed myself.
I've killed myself.
So, if you can guess, I really learned a lot when I was doing this. I was so sick, but I learned my level of humor with this. A lot of the bloopers and unintentional things and the observations I make, I adopted that very quickly. Like, it became a thing for these videos. And again, I was just not in the best place when I made this. But I'm looking at it and I'm so impressed I pushed through. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. Just do something. That's the point. Right there, just do something. So basically, like a nice freeze frame there on the stream. That's the point that I made, is that I would have regret, and I felt like I was going to regret not doing it one last time. And this is what I did. And now I can look back at it and I can share my thoughts with you. I can show you this and I can tell you in live time, I'm glad I got out of bed. I'm glad I vomited. I'm glad I was ill beyond recognition. I was like a disheveled mess. And I could have died. I'm glad I did this because I can look at it and I can smile. That's the point.
Killed myself with my horse. I must find my way back to my camp before nightfall. It's getting chilly. I can sense the nighttime is falling, so what we need next is some food. Now here with my fortified position, I have my horse, I have my boxes, lots of boxes.
Lots of boxes.
Pick up some of them. Can I pick it up? Jack Sparrow wants to pick up a box. Make sure you exercise regularly. Punching your horse and picking fights you know you can't win. Make sure to put your horse down before he puts you down. Make sure to check the coast off and you'll find all sort of things, food and otherwise, just floating about. You'd be surprised what gets washed up on shore.
I forgot about all the Star Wars shit. All the Star Wars shit is just laying around.
Things, food and otherwise, just floating about.
There's a skull, there's a droid, there's a baby, there's a chair in the fucking pod.
Make sure to start a fire with any flammables you have on hand. You'd be surprised what will burn well.
Yo,
as the day wears on,
I haven't watched this in so long.
So make sure you stay bundled.
Oh my god.
Non-flammable
What have I
items such
done?
as a mattress covered in a fine layer of
Wait,
dust.
whoa, did I say non-flammable?
Be surprised what will burn well. As the day wears on, it's gonna get darker, colder, so make sure you stay bundled. Non-flammable items such as a mattress covered in a fine layer of dust. It's a
Oh
great
my
way to stay
God.
warm during the night. Move it close. Try not to destroy your fort in the process.
Was I laughing during that? I think I was laughing. See, I don't watch my videos, so like I forgot about all this.
It's a great way to stay warm during the night. Move it close. Try not to destroy your fort in the
Yeah, I was starting to lose it there.
process. I was wrong when I said mattresses weren't flammable. Much to my regret. It's getting dark. I'll better get in my bunk.
Oh my god.
Still hearing strange noises coming from the woods. Wonder if it's a ghost of my very pissed off horse that I had to put down. I came back and I shot him in the face. Or his transgressions. But I am hearing something, and I will have to investigate. If you're not safe, you're not gonna survive long. Seem to have knocked over my only bed. There. It's God's problem now. I think I found the source of the sounds. It's a very pissed off Allosaur.
Run.
He's not very good about following around corners, is he?
Nah, they get stuck.
You ever find yourself in this scenario? You stand right in front of them. Oh, no, no you don't.
Oh my god. The pathing was so bad on these NPCs. I'm trying to get them to behave a certain way, and they
I
just
found an
don't.
aircraft spinning out of control. Save me. Where'd they go? They must have crashed nearby. We need to look for supplies really quickly. Did anyone survive? Oh no. Oh no, it looks like a bunch of infected business people. I've just made it back on shore.
Oh my god.
I could have sworn I saw something just when I came up here.
It's very dry humor.
Came from that direction. Let's go in the dark forest.
Again, I was like super lethargic and sick, but I think it really worked.
Seems that wasn't the first plane to go down on this godforsaken island.
What is it with islands and
Look
planes?
around. Find any more answers? Or any more survivors other than myself? What was that?
Oh no. Oh
God.
Good god,
I
no.
found myself a gun while I was out roaming the wreckage from the first plane. I came back to finish the job. Bullets have no effect on these devils.
It's like found footage.
Better head back to my base. It's getting very, very cold. Oh dear God.
Oh no!
I'm here shooting the shit with my producer, and he doesn't seem too pleased about the footage I showed him of the island survival. He's asking me to do a bit of a bolder show, a more dangerous show that puts fear in the hearts of the viewers. Also, something that's a little more informative. After all, he didn't think I survived very well shooting my horse in cold blood. Nor what I think of my producer.
Oh!
He's dead. Oh crap, it's loose.
I forget what a heartless bastard Jack was. How long is this? Oh god, they start shooting me up, yeah. Oh my god. Okay.
I had laying around from Donald K-47. And unfortunately I want to eat.
I don't remember the rest of this. I really don't.
I've seen so far is nothing.
Well, it's a long video, so, I mean, if you guys want to check that out sometime, you can. Island and plains go together like butter and bread. Yeah, they really do for some reason. I guess I really just didn't differentiate that. I kept going with it. I'm trying to find some other videos here. I got Gmod Hell here. This was just because I could. Oh god. This wasn't like a big production video. I mean, I say production, but I mean like time spent and things. I was just goofing around with different characters and screwing around with music. This was like one of those off kind of things, but I thought it was funny enough. And this song, I believe, is from Kelric. Yes, this is Kelric. This is Kelric. I often use a lot of this footage as testing ground for some things I want to incorporate. So I was attaching things to a model, and I did the thing where the camera follows him. I never quite, and this is like turning a model into a character model. So taking a ragdoll, yeah, these are ragdolls that I turned into player-activated things. They have a very stupid movement about them. I love it. We did actually end up using a few of these in some other videos. In fact, there's one I do want to show with me and Bane. And it's actually the Balrog, another Balrog one. I just don't remember where it is. It's like a really bad music video. Oh god. If you ever want to get good at shitty animation, mess around with Gary's mod. Try different things. That one failed completely, but I thought it was funny. You can actually see the character shadow. Oh god. What the actual fuck? Oh yeah, I was like killing people with his fist. I was just marveling at that. That's right, yeah, I was like... I was just punching people dead. Oh god. God damn it. That face. I think it's like my favorite Gmod citizen. Oh yeah, this one was cool. I attached a lightsaber to the character. That's actually Beta Zoe. That's what she was supposed to... Well, not the facial expression, but that's what she was supposed to look like. And I found that mod, and I was like, oh, this is cool. Then I turned the ragdoll into a player model. I really should have done that on like a big feature thing, where she had the lightsaber attached. That was a really cool effect. This one didn't work out so well. The head grab. He's like, no, get off. Oh no, stop. You're tickling my head. No, stop it. Oh god, what unholy hell have I created? How long is this? Some of these are a lot longer than I remember. Zeus, run! Oh my god, he's so skinny. Oh god. Okay. Garret reminisces about... This is... I think this is it. Yes. Yes. Okay. Me and Bane were fucking around, and I used that same technology to take control of a ragdoll.
You shall not pass.
Rawr, I am to bear rug of the Brit. Ow, stop it. I will spin around, and I'm gonna hit you. I'm trying here. Ugh, this fight, it's so epic. Ugh.
I Gandalf will you.
Ah, no! Ah, the Balrog made the further.
And Gandalf starts walking away, and oh god, no! Oh shit! I've been dragged down with the Balrog.
Run!
The battle continues.
And then all of a sudden he smote his rune on the mountain. No! He made no further, no Balrog.
Oh my god, what the fuck? What the actual fuck? God damn it. Oh no, somebody save me. Oh, that killed me. That fucking killed me. Oh god. Oh, that actually killed me. Oh god. Okay, I'm trying to find. There was another thing I wanted to see. There's some really good ones that I did a long time ago, and it's been so long. God. Like, I'm looking through these playlists and I'm like, when's the last time I remember uploading that? And I don't remember most of these. That's the funny part. I'm tempted to show the Were-Raven. That was probably one of the funnier ones I did a long time ago. But at the same time, does it deserve to get picked apart? Or is it better for people to see it themselves? That's the thing here. Like, some of these, I think it's best to let them be the way they are for a long time. And not talk about the ins and outs and what I could have done or things. Because the second I start saying what I could have done, it makes me... Yeah, I think we were both high that night. No, we weren't high. We were just goofing around. We were goofing around with Gmod, and I was like, you know what? This is a great idea to do some stupid shit. Good God. Yeah, there's... Excuse me. There's a lot of these that are like fucking gold in my book. But I just... God. And there's so many of them. There's like 74 videos total. Some of them are group stuff like that. Others are... for instance, this one is... This was a... I think it was Murder. The Murder game mode. And, hold on. Can you see that? Yes. This was labeled Touch the Glass for Daddy. This is Warchild V1. Keto, I believe Ken, and I don't know if Bane was with us.
Get out.
Oh, touch the glass for me. Just tap it.
I really wish I had a punch button right now.
Oh, yes. Oh, tap the glass for Daddy. Oh.
Bane, I wish, I don't know if you were there, but I wish you were there, because Ken was, like, actually perturbed by that, because he was locked on this side with me. He was locked on this side. There's no other way through that glass than to break it. He was so perturbed by that.
Oh, tap the glass for Daddy. Oh. I don't know.
What kind of pornos have you been watching?
Hey, which one of you is it? Who's it?
I don't got it.
It's not me.
Oh my god. Let's look at some of these. These are just improv. These are solely improv. You were there. I just subscribed. Welcome to Rizzo. Did I say that right? Welcome to the channel. Thank you for subscribing. I'm just reminiscing over Gmod stuff, Source Filmmaker stuff, talking about some of the stuff I made. I think we're gonna kind of switch tune to some of these funny moments with people, because some of the stuff was hilarious. Where is that video with Ken? I can't remember now. There's a video that I think was like so freaking funny the way it starts. It's not No Banana for You. Was it this one?
I just gotta make sure I don't...
Yes, this is it. Bingo. I love this. Oh my god.
I just gotta make sure I don't hit, like, a wall.
What about Superman? If you hit Superman on the way up there.
Superman?
Yeah, Superman.
What if I hit a? I wonder what happens if I hit a wall.
You will crash.
Oh god.
Superman! Oh God! No, you killed Superman.
I killed Super Gandalf.
Why'd you do that?
He ran
Gandalf
into
the
me,
Grey
so I was flying
became
around.
Gandalf the
I don't know how I
Super
made
Dead.
that, but
I'm still falling, by the way.
you're still falling.
This is so sad to look at. You're just flying up there like some asshole. There's blood on your wing and
Like some
Gandalf's dead. No. No. Gandalf. Oh my god. Oh. Oh my god. Mouse button. Everyone is different. Oh, you're not even in the driver's seat. There we go.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
Oh, I clipped him in the wing.
Oh no! What happened? No!
Are you afraid of sharks?
I remember this. Megalodon doesn't give any fucks. Come here. Come into Megalodon's waters.
Oh god, no. Oh god. No. No. No.
He's
No,
coming for you.
No.
He's coming for you. Megalodon doesn't give shits. He can go on land. He's Megalodon fucking Don.
No. Hurry. Open the car. Come on, the car. Fuck. Come on, car. Come on. Come on, truck. Open. Come on, you can do this. Okay, he's going. No. Fuck. Jingle. Oh my god!
Get it together, kid.
This is horrifying. Let me in. Damn it. Let me in. Let me in. This isn't. Let me in. Damn it. Let me in. Let me in.
You can't look behind you.
No. Fuck this place. Oh god, he's gonna kill me.
Yes, he is. I think Megalodon's stuck.
God.
There we go.
No, he's so cute.
Yeah.
He said,
Oh god.
I'm so scared, yet there's still time for inappropriate jokes. Run up the ladder. I'll be safe here, I think. Something I need to get out of here. Fuck you!
Megalodon always wins. He's gonna eat your body now.
No.
Oh my god. Oh god. Oh man. Oh holy shit. Oh no, I remember that. That was so fucking hilarious. His visceral screams carried. You can hear my shite mic. Yeah, we all had different mics back then. Like that was a while ago. God, 2015. Wow. Funny story actually about this. I guess I can commentate a little bit on this thing. During this scene where I put in the Muffin Man song, I chose the Muffin Man because it was funny. You know, do you know the Muffin Man, the Muffin Man? It was funny. It was very upbeat, completely counter to the terror that Ken was feeling. Ironically enough, years later, I watched Jaws for the first time. Or at least I think it was the first time. Because I don't remember watching it before. And there is a kid singing, "Do you know the Muffin Man? The Muffin Man, the Muffin Man," on the beach, literally before a shark attack. Now, this is the mystery. I've never seen, at least in my knowledge, I never saw it before then. The fact that this scene is associated with a shark and Ken screaming in horror with the Muffin Man music, and that the actual Jaws movie has Do You Know the Muffin Man as a song with a person getting attacked by a shark. This is 100% coincidental, but shocking how on par that is. Because unless it's buried deep in my head, I never saw the movie until after 2015. I'm still, like, in awe of this. I looked back at it and I was like, holy shit. Wow. What are the chances of that? And I know nobody's ever going to believe me, but that's how it happened. I chose the song because of the way it sounded and how funny it was. I had no idea the correlation between sharks and the Muffin Man song. Honestly, had no fucking idea. And it still amazes me to this day. And that is still some of my favorite footage. In fact, this entire episode is one of my favorite Gmod with Friends episodes. It is fucking hilarious, the entire thing. Oh my god, yes. Okay. Me and War were fucking around with camera angles and faces.
I'll just leave now. Yeah, I'm done. Wait, let me get rid of this. Oh. No. I'm so mean. I'm so mean. No, no, please don't hit me. Please don't. No, no, no. Don't forget to blink. There's no Obama ragdoll. Oh god. Yeah, I just downloaded it. I also installed some of it. Why? Popcorn. I ate the popcorn. Eat some popcorn. Would you eat some popcorn? It's not creepy at all. Hi. This could change the videos completely because if you have someone controlling the facial expressions. Oh no, no. Serious stare. Hi. What do you want, huh? No, no, no. Hi. She looks so weird. Tell the people, there's shit happening. I'm not a crook. It's so fucking. I get stuck on the end of this gun here. Hey, no, no. I'm gonna do it. No. Yeah, I like it. I like it. I like it. Yeah, I like it. Here, let me close my eyes. Huh? What was that? What's it now? Oh, alright, excuse.
Holy shit. And the reason I sped that up was we were having too much fucking fun doing that for a very long time. And it was like, okay, well, I want to include the entire thing, but it's so long and it's just us making these stupid observations. So I sped it up, but I liked the sped up even better because the way the chipmunky voices sound, it was great. It was great. It was fantastic.
Dude, I'm like stuck in this shit.
Hey, look at me a moment. Yeah. Okay.
Oh my
I'll put
god.
you out of your misery.
I miss this so much.
Oh, you're immortal.
It's not even hurting me.
You're immortal.
How do I kill me?
It's no fun. You gotta let people do the job. It's okay. Shh.
Just
Oh, you ascended! You
What
ascended.
the actual
Turned
fuck?
into something.
Nope.
Garret Can't here right now.
God.
Whoa. My God. What the fuck?
Oh no.
What do you...
Can you see that?
No.
You can't see me freaking out?
Oh god. Okay. What's Bear Simulator? I don't remember now. I know it's not Bear X, but we're gonna move on here. And this is really weird for some people popping in. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Just looking at my old videos. Oh no.
Of Goat Simulator.
Oh no, yes, I remember now.
Comes an all-new video game experience.
Oh no. Oh, I killed myself with the giraffe. What the actual fuck?
Bear Simulator.
I like how I call it Bear Simulator, but I show a bunch of animals.
Enjoy all the perks and benefits of being a bear in your own natural environment.
Oh yeah, this is when I had the corrupt hard drive. Holy shit, that's that old. You can see, yeah, you can see that like weird image there that happens. My eventually it literally came to a crashing halt and I couldn't make videos anymore, and I had no idea why. Something went horribly wrong with the inner workings.
Do bear things.
And I was incredibly upset and distraught. Because I had set about making my channel, I'd set about doing this to keep doing it. And then I was unable to make videos after that. And I was so distraught. Oh my god, I remember that. It's like a time capsule for that. Basically, the entire video is just basically just stupid Goat Simulator music and doing that. I want to talk a bit about that because that itself was a very devastating time for my channel. So, like I've been saying, I had some immense depression, and it was very hard for me to cope with that. And a lot of terrible things happened, and I was at the end of my strings there. I basically started doing YouTube, like actually pushing to make it a thing, at around like 30 to 40 subs, when 7 Days to Die came out. And for the longest time I was doing that. I was doing Gmod, I was doing 7 Days, I was doing other games, and I kept doing it. I would just keep putting stuff out. And then at some point I started to notice my footage being corrupted by these weird glitches. And they would never be the same place or the same thing. The footage, the data was actually corrupted. In fact, somebody once said very kindly, they said, I kind of enjoy the glitches. It's like an Easter egg. Each of your videos is different. Some videos are so horribly corrupted that they actually freeze on YouTube. I shit you not. I don't remember which ones exactly, but I remember being infuriated with the behavior I was seeing. And that one right there was during the same period of time. There were these weird blips of color and flashing stuff. And it's because when I was recording it, something was going wrong in the hard drive I was recording to. At the time, I was recording to an external hard drive because I had no room. And space is still premium on my computer. I have a nasty tendency to hoard a lot of things. Gmod, 700 gigabytes, come on. But the problem with that is that I was recording to an external, and at some point, something gave out. One of the codecs started to really screw the pooch. I don't know that much about codecs. What I finally figured out towards the end of that was the problem I was having was unfixable. There was no... Unfixable, is that a word? I don't know. There was no way to fix that. There was no way to get around that. So I tried my best. I tried my best to fix the unfixable problem. Ultimately, it came to a crashing halt, and I was no longer able to make videos ever again. I was distraught. And I mean literally, I could not record. Ever. I couldn't do anything. And I was distraught because I had set about a task. The simple task of making videos. To keep myself alive. To keep myself going forward, to do things, to do something, because otherwise I was doing what I was doing before that inspirational Marky Moo video. I was sitting there waiting for the day to have the courage to end my life. That was horrible to go back to. After having given myself this hope, after, you know, getting subscribers and getting people who were interested in my view on things, my skewed comedy, and just wanting to see another 7 Days to Die video, I was brought back straight into this hell. Boots dragged, you know, cold and alone, and I couldn't make videos. I couldn't get my voice heard. I couldn't do anything. So I was really upset about that. And finally, I got another external. And then I believe either my brother or somebody helped me get... Oh, yeah, I know he installed it, of course. But I got another hard drive. And that new hard drive was big and empty. So I was able to record again. And I was like... Holy shit, a weight has been lifted. I can record. I can make videos. And no longer did we have to deal with glitchy videos. I still fear to this day I'm going to have a similar problem with codecs and corrupted drives. I'm terrified of that, because now that I know it's a thing. When I was younger, I was like, oh yeah, nothing can destroy a computer. And as I started doing this professionally, I realized that a lot can destroy a computer. And this kind of stuff, I can almost take it for granted, but something's going to go wrong somewhere, and I'm going to be pretty damn upset with myself when it happens. Let's do How to Survive the Apocalypse. This is a video that... Back on track here. This is a video that probably never should have been as good as it was. People enjoyed this one for some reason. At the time, it was one of my most viewed videos. And it's got 71 views, 7 likes. That's still really good in my book.
Hello everyone. I'm gonna show you how to survive the apocalypse.
Now, mind you, this character kind of is what Isaac Clarke became. Same uploader. It's the Doom Marine from Doom 3, I believe. And he's very wobbly. And this is kind of where the concept for Isaac Clarke came out, but I mean, give or take, I've never brought this character back in this capacity because Isaac Clarke completely replaced him.
I'm gonna show you how to survive the apocalypse.
Oh, God.
So in order to survive the apocalypse, you want to make sure that your house is properly barricaded and defended, because you never know what kind of apocalypse it's gonna be. Now in the case of zombies, you see that this defense here is the best against zombies. Because it is.
Totally
and
not.
I say that. After all, I've got a nice little couch over here. I'm just gonna smack the air a little bit, because that's what I do. Smack, smack, smack. Yeah, show the zombies who's boss. So we're gonna go over to the couch. I'm gonna just lay down here, enjoy myself. That's what I do in the apocalypse. The couch is upside down, but it's okay. You want to make sure that your bars are properly aligned. The zombies can't just go inside and be like, hey, I'm gonna eat your brains. And then you get stuck in your own barbed wire because you forget the barbed wire actually really hurts. Oh god. Please.
Hey, I'm gonna eat your brains. What the fuck? Oh my god.
And then you also want to make sure you can get inside your house and not barricade from the outside because, well, I forgot that I had to go back inside. Come on, let me in. Come on. I saw this once in Minecraft. I know what to do. I think I found some cheese. Now, in case of a zombie apocalypse, you want to make sure that.
Okay, funny story about this. These, there's green screen panels. I painted, I was testing green screening. There's green screen panels behind these windows. And, I was very new to green screen. In fact, you can actually kind of see where there's a green screen effect here. That didn't quite get captured. I wanted to give the appearance of a more complicated scene than it actually is. Unfortunately, I was limited by the technology I had at the time. Literally, like graphically, I was completely outmatched. Let me just check the... yeah, I basically had a serious limitation. So this is a shoulder of a zombie. That's a fucking huge zombie. This is a boomer belly. I was trying to shrink it down. And I'd already pre-shot these scenes, and I wasn't going to redo it because when I do Gmod, it's unscripted. 100% improv. So I wasn't going to redo this for the sake of my fuck-up. So it pains me to see this, but it was a learning experience. This is a complete mess-up when it comes to green screen.
Your home is properly barricaded, as you can see here, because I'm so brilliant and I know how to barricade stuff. You don't remember the time I locked myself out, do you? Make sure your ammo is properly secure in your weapon. And, also be sure to, you know, keep your licenses up in your weapon. The last thing you want is some pokey government guy coming in and being like, oh, you've done all those weapons because you don't have a license.
This green screen worked out. I believe what I did here was this entire area is a green screen. And it's him literally just... I'm doing the thing with the G-Man. And I erased the green. And it was a less complicated scene to do. I basically shot this one, I think, first. Talking to the supposed character I'd add in later. I did this scene by itself later. I don't remember if I did this in the backyard of this map or I did this elsewhere, but I just overlaid it. So he's talking to someone that's not actually there, but I made it so he's like, as if he's talking to G-Man.
Coming in and being like, oh, you've done all those weapons because you don't have a license. You don't get to talk like to me like that.
I think that was the success in green screen. And here, you can just see this image. This is a failure of the green screen. Because again, I was trying to make the scene seem more elaborate than it actually was. And, yeah.
And if the occasional zombie ever managed to get to your door, you just fight back with the power of nature.
What I should have done with that scene, honestly, had I planned that out, because I don't really plan the things out, what I should have done was use the exact same method. The exact method I did with G-Man. Because that looks flawless, right? I should have left the backyard. Actually, I think there was a reason I went through such painstaking methods here. I think there was like an error with the map. But I don't know now. I don't know. You can actually see where the line is on the wall. Honestly, though, even if there was no issue with the backyard, what I should have done was the exact same thing I did with G-Man and superimposed the green screen zombie onto the doorway, as opposed to putting this, because this entire thing got all fucked up, which is a massive shame. Even the footage here kind of got scrunched. I don't even remember why that is. I don't remember why that happened.
You also want to plan an evac route, just in case the zombies or whatever's chasing you end up getting through your house and, you know, you're gonna have a bad day because of it.
You're gonna have a bad day.
Make sure you got an evac route here on the map.
Oh yeah, I laugh. I laugh because it was unexpected. Wait, seriously?
Make sure you got an evac route here on the map.
Wow, I thought I laughed. I thought I heard myself laugh.
You're gonna need it.
Wow, that's weird.
Save our bacon.
Yeah, bingo! Bingo! That's it right there. That was the creation, that was the inception of fucking Isaac, because that's his motto. But I got it from this character.
Also make sure you take all your supplies, because you're gonna need it. Save our bacon. Also make sure to cook your bacon before you go on your
Wow.
trip. We just put it in the microwave here.
That's not a microwave. It's a toaster. Oh my god. And basically just, yeah, there's like some behind the scenes stuff here.
And if the occasional zombie
Yeah, see, that was my mistake.
you just fight back with the power of nature.
You've just done that. I was like, "Arr." Oh man. Oh no, it has began. Oh yeah, that one. You wanna see my chamber of secrets? It's like, no. Yeah, that video actually was doomed from the start. I completely screwed something up on it. If I remember correctly. Unless it was a different one. I don't remember. How was everyone tonight? Enjoying this silly look at my random bullshittery? Oh god. Oh, failure is immediate. Is that the one with Ellie?
Hey, now he's got a
yeah,
curve.
there's a part where she crashes the game. I was wondering if it was the one where... Sorry, I'm looking for a particular moment in time that's not the video. There is a video where it's the Saw map, and I strapped a boombox to Ellie, and she's dancing around Saw's maze with this happy fucking music. It is a minute or so long of just sheer stupidity, and it is funny as hell. Oh my god. Where's that other Dead Space thing? Where Raven? I just want to see if I can find the thing with the bacon. Just so you guys can see. Yeah, okay, this is the video. I don't want to show the entire video because there's a lot of lead up and such. And it's a good video. I would like you to see it sometime if you haven't.
That's it, Zoe. Hold him.
Hold him.
It's baby time.
Oh no.
I am the greatest Olympian of all time!
Oh my god, I'm so sorry about seeing Zeus in his underpants there, just blowing shit up. So those little blurbs there had nothing to do with Isaac, but they were completely spontaneous. One, I got some Smite voices, and I was like, I want to do something with Smite, because I'd just gotten into Smite. And two, the baby, it was a really fun weapon mod that I think got removed from the workshop because the modder felt like he was underappreciated. And honestly, he made some amazing shit. That demonic baby weapon was amazing. But, God, he just walks away, leaves. Oh, God. Here we go.
Man, this weather is really dismal. I better go into the subway. I'm Isaac Clark. Hi.
You'll see the similarity
Mr.
now
Isaac Clark.
between Isaac and
Well,
Zombie
hello there,
Survival
mister.
Guy.
You must be one of them agents. Am I in the Matrix? The sign says, sir.
You're not supposed to know if you're in the Matrix or not, Isaac. Anyhow, that's of no concern anymore. We found you, and you're not the one. It's time to end this.
Are you saying I can dodge bullets?
No, I'm saying you get to die. Alright, enough of this.
I can dodge bullets.
So, again, as I mentioned when I was talking about the inception of Isaac Clarke, he'll always come out on top because he believes he can. Because he's absolutely the worst and best at everything. He's the best of the worst that he could possibly be. He tells him literally, you're not the one. You can't dodge bullets. He believes he can dodge bullets, so he can.
I believe it now. I'm Isaac Clarke. I am the one. Oh, damn it, not again.
That was a fuck up. He's moving around.
Quit it, quit it, quit it. I'm touching you. You like that, Mr. G-Man, don't you?
Quit it. Stop it.
Can I tell you a secret?
I saved a bunch of money on my car insurance by not switching to Geico.
Enough of this.
Hugo smash.
Hugo smash. I like how his head's the only thing that turns green.
I do this for great justice and all things matrixy.
Oh my god. Fuck do I do this? Why do I do this? Oh no. That was actually a pretty advanced shot.
Remember this is the day that
For Gmod.
Isaac Clarke defeated the G-Man from the movie The New Guy.
You can kill me, but I'll return. And with more bacon.
You're the fucker who stole my bacon. I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Kill me. You'll never find the bacon now. It's in a secure location that only I know of.
Oh no! Burger King. Not the King deals.
Tell me, Mr. Bacon, do you fear death? At all? Are you scared of the eternal struggle on the horizon of your ending seas?
No, I fear death. Please, leave me alone. I am the bacon. Please, save me dead space.
One thing was for certain.
Oh, God.
Diablo was not a fan of modern music.
I can't remember if I continued that exact story arc here. No, I did. Yeah. Basically, he comes in. There's this long monologue. I'm not going to ruin that with Bane. Isaac comes in.
I am part Dead Space.
Oh. Excuse me, Pengy.
I have an issue with this lady here. You're putting up such a resistance. Don't mind me. I'm just gonna do Dead Space things in the corner. The jig's up, Bane. I know you're responsible for the loss of my bacon, and I'm here to exact vengeance.
Alright, well, if you two are done being stupid, I'm gonna go do Bastin girl things in the back room.
I remember that I was trying to make the phrase Bastin, like just Bastin things. It's a slur on Boston. Like Bastin, just making it a fucking meme. Didn't actually achieve that at all, but I thought it was pretty funny.
Ow.
Bastin girl things.
Does your mother know you're working for Burger King?
Do you even comprehend the things you do sometimes? They seem a little stupid.
No one's ever talked to me that way before. No, I don't comprehend anything I do. I'm awesome.
What we have here is a failure of intelligence on the American people's behalf. This is the reckoning of our time, and this is what the education system has come down to. I wash my hands of this madness. I am leaving, and I am taking my penguin with me. Good day, Isaac Clarke.
So, what I loved about that scene, as I was improvising, I go with the emotion first comes to mind. from the expression. So when Isaac rises up, this camera angle was completely unintentional. I didn't realize he was going to be like half cut off. His face and the way he casually like lists and looks around.
Does your mother know you're working for Burger King?
He's on the customer's side of the counter. And the first thought was confusion, yet assuredness. He believed he knew what he was talking about, so he was all over the place. He's now where a customer should be, and he says, "Does your mother know that you're working for Burger King?" Like he's the one working. He's not. He's ordering something, and he's saying it almost like it's a crime or it's shameful. And he looks so stoic about it. I love it.
Do you even comprehend the things you do sometimes? They seem a little stupid.
No one's ever talked to me that way before. No, I don't comprehend anything I do.
I don't comprehend anything I do. I'm awesome.
My penguin with me.
Oh my god.
Good day, Isaac Clarke.
I've gotta find my bacon. Let's see, if I was bacon, where would I be? In my stomach. Good.
No, I know. The secret super room of awesomeness.
Look at Burger King has a room.
What's going on?
I froze his head for that effect. I froze his head in place to see what would happen if I tried to move him.
Super room of awesomeness.
And his body is moving the way it should be, but his head never moves.
Is anyone there? What's going on with my bacon?
Just as I suspected. It was you, all along, Agent Smoth.
You met my twin brother, Agent Smith. Well, you're too late to save your bacon. I'm gonna make it watch the most vile videos on the internet on my new big screen TV. What do you feel about that, little bacon?
No, don't make me watch PewDiePie.
No, don't make me watch PewDiePie.
I'll do anything, please. Eat me, kill me like my brothers and sisters. No, I don't wanna watch crappy videos.
It doesn't matter what you watch. It only matters how long you can watch before you explode.
Are you done gratifying yourself?
Why, yes, actually I am.
Okay then, it's time to get serious. I call upon the ancient powers of the dead space.
Oh no, I'm being defeated by the dead spirits.
Turns him to gold.
Enjoy a golden hell.
Oh! I forgot I used that line! I was talking about an anime, like almost like a month ago or whatever, with some friends about, there's this anime where this guy he's immortal, but he gets turned to gold and he gets dropped into the ocean. Because he's immortal, he can't die, he can't breathe, and he'll never get out because he's gold. So he sinks to the bottom of the ocean, and the hero's like, "Enjoy your golden hell."
If you're taking my bacon.
Oh no! Oh no! Okay. Oh, I fucked up the video. 1 second. That happens sometimes. with Windows 10. It's fucking annoying. He turns him to golden.
Taking my bacon.
Oh my god, Isaac, you saved my life. How can I ever repay you?
You don't have to repay me. I'm Isaac Clarke. I do things with the dead base that no one else has ever done before. And if anyone ever messes with my bacon again, I'm gonna do some terrible things to them next. Because I am Isaac Clarke, Spaceman.
Hey kids, you want to have nightmares for the rest of your
Oh
life?
no.
Well, Allow me to open this door.
No, don't open the door.
And that's the Snort Monster, run!
The Snort Monster, run! And then the rest of the video is the crescendo for the Were Raven. Oh my god. Oh, that is so stupid. I love it. I honestly don't recall my exact mindset when I was doing that stuff. So like that's why I love my Garry's Mod and Source Filmmaker stuff. It really allows me to be as creative as I can be possibly creative. I can really go nuts with it. And I think that was the last time Isaac Clarke made an appearance. I'm not sure exactly. These videos are actually out of order. I did them by... I used to like shuffle them in pairs so people could see the most popular. And I stopped at some point. I just put some of my favorites up top. Honestly, I love them all. It's just there's so many of them. Movies that should be made. What was this one? Oh god. I don't think I'm gonna watch. Oh god. What the hell was that? Wait, what? What the fuck did I do? It has... Oh, yeah, now I know. Okay, we'll watch the second half. Not to spoil the whole thing.
Darkest reaches.
Retro Tusk Adventure in the Zombies.
So terrifying.
Yes.
So
why hasn't this been made?
None are truly prepared for what it has to offer. It can only be summed up in one word.
Zombie killing walrus.
What the fuck was I on? Probably painkillers.
At this hospital, nobody comes out alive.
Why the fuck was I doing this walrus thing? Oh, what the actual fuck was I doing? I love how stiff the walrus is. When the dead rise, a walrus will fall. Coming this October.
Zombie killing walrus.
Zombies keep spawning in.
Somewhere on the edge of a map, the walrus has claimed many victims. Just stare into their eyes. You too shall know their pain. Somewhere in a school, a teacher.
A teacher's pet walrus. What the actual fuck was I doing?
Walrus. Walruses need to learn too.
Teacher, there appears to be a walrus breathing heavily in front of my face. It's hard to concentrate.
It seems to me this teacher is less concerned about walruses breaking into the classroom.
I'm terrified for myself. This came out of me and I don't even remember.
This movie ends with the walrus completely and utterly destroying any sort of botany class. Go see it in theaters.
Oh my god. Oh yeah, I called Dark Souls 3, by the way. Before we even got word of Dark Souls 3, I was joking that it'd be a third game and it would be like fucking awful. So, April 28th, 2014, Dark Souls 3 actually became a thing on the internet because of me. The actual game varies greatly.
Hey everyone, this is my first day in Dark Souls. What's going on here? What the hell? Why is there a Pokemon in Dark Souls? This doesn't make any sense.
By the way, I'd never played Dark Souls, so I didn't know what the fuck it was about.
Reading in the paper, Spider-Man. Hey, I'm talking to you.
I just knew that people were talking about Dark Souls 2.
Somewhat familiar.
You died. No shit.
Alright. The next area I have to go to is to go through this.
I do remember the giraffe. I remember making this giraffe. And it was the my favorite part of setting this up. All I knew about Dark Souls was traps. I knew that there was a lot of dying and the game like insulting you. You died again.
Oh god! Oh god, no!
You suck undeniably.
Alright, I know now enough.
Oh god.
Not go in there. That was very unpleasant. Damn, this game's hard. Okay, shit.
Damn right the game's hard. It's unwinnable.
Oh, that doesn't look good.
You want to taste my melons?
No.
No, not particularly. No. No.
That's not very nice. When someone offers you a tasty melon, you have to take it.
Oh god, no, please. How do I get by this guy? I don't want to take any of his melons. No! Damn it, he's so big.
Die, you heated scum!
Oh god damn this boss. Oh. Oh, I think it's dead. Oh, that was arduous.
Oh my god.
What the hell? Okay, well this looks pretty straightforward. Do we have to fight that thing or get by it? Appears to just be a gate. That should be relatively simple. Hey there, little fella.
Bidoof.
Hey there, little guy. What are you up to? Aw, you're so adorable. What's that? What's that you got in the doorway? Can I get by? I murdered your friend over there. Can I get by?
Just a Bidoof. It's a bomb.
God damn it!
Oh my fucking god, you did it again! Oh god. Oh. How about one of my older Gmod videos? You guys want to see one of my oldest ones? How about that? We'll end the stream after this one. This was from a while ago. Oh my god.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for an amazing Pokemon battle versus several of the greatest warriors in the land and their Pokemon teams. Who will win? Don't mind me while I do this dance. Anyhow, first up is...
I wanted to do like an arena thing of different characters, icons. I was getting a feel for my sense of humor.
Don't mind me, I'm having a slight problem with my head at the moment. It's okay. I choose you. Blastoise. Blastoise.
What the fuck? I did this on my laptop. I don't really care about Pokemon because I'm a bad guy. It's like a big loogie. This is so bad. Oh my god. Now I remember, I wanted to make the camera angles as terrible as humanly possible, as I couldn't quite get what I wanted. I was still learning how to cut like Gmod videos together. Smacking the Blastoise. no. My Pokemon. And just beating her with the camera.
Oh God, please tell me which Pokemon to use next. I choose you.
I think I was going for as glitchy as possible at this point. I just gave up. Pick and choose. The fuck was I doing? Oh my god. My thing is defeated. I love that line. I remember that because he just doesn't care.
I choose my next Pokemon.
Not what you were expecting.
I choose my next Pokemon. I don't know. Go all of the rest of them, god damn it. Pie. Angry cat.
Angry cat.
Nation stare.
Oh. Okay, no, we can't play that. Can't play that. Can't play that. No. Can't play that. I forgot that was in there. Oh, God. Oh, no. Okay, I think we will do one more Source Filmmaker video to round it off, since I gotta cut that one short. Copyrighted music and all. Although technically that one's not copyrighted. I don't want to risk it. So we're gonna do the most watched Source Filmmaker video I've ever made. Actually, I should leave it up to a vote for people in the chat. Do you want to see the most viewed one, or do you want to see the Dragon Source Filmmaker? I'll give you, like, a little while. If you don't pick one, that's fine. I'll pick one of them, but you can see them on your own time. But I want to see what people think. Which one do you want to see? Do you want to see the most viewed one, which is... Nope, that's wrong. Tale of Tattles, or the Dragon? Do you want to see a Tale of Tattles or the Dragon? And you can always see these in your own time, of course. But I want to know. Which was the most viewed? The most viewed one is Tale of Tattles. The most viewed Source Filmmaker video. You want to see Dragonbane? Okay. They're both really good. But for the end of the stream, I want to see what people think. So you got to vote for Dragon. I'll put on some waiting music. How about the end of the song? How long is that? It should be long enough. Okay. At the end of the song, we'll go with the votes. The fun of those three? What do you mean the fun of those three? Do you mean the most fun? That really determines what your opinion of fun is. I mean, you've seen this stream. You know where this shit goes. How to Help a Bunny Fart, a tale by Garret. There actually is no tale. It's just an image I made a while ago. I thought it was an adorable picture of someone, you know, massaging your bunny. Yeah. The funniest of the three. Yeah, that's what I figured you meant by that. It's honestly, it's the eye of the beholder. Whatever you think is the funniest. I mean, you can check these videos out later, but I only want to show one more, and then I'm gonna end the stream from there, because we've been going for 3 hours. 3 hours of me just looking at my nonsense. This is IRL streams. It's very different than presenting a game. This is me talking about the things I've done, my passions, some of my past, some of my trials, and some of the creation of characters. Like, for instance, it was really interesting for me to actually talk about Isaac Clarke in some of the choices I made and evolution. In fact, I forgot that I pretty much recreated him before he was Isaac Clarke from the Zombie Apocalypse guy. That's literally the inspiration for that character. In the Jack Sparrow character, too, I didn't really talk about it too much, but like I said, I was deathly ill when I started the Jack Sparrow series. And there are a few videos of the Jack Sparrow series. Jack comes back for quite a few. He even makes pop-ins here and there. And as time went on, I had a better understanding of the character, and I wasn't ill. So it's like, my name is Jack Sparrow, and today I'm going to show you how to survive. So the voice is very different. It's closer to actual Bear Grylls, which he's trying to be. What is the dragon? The dragon is a very... and they're all short, but the dragon is short in a sense that it's really concise, revolving around a dragon. I'm not going to ruin it. I'm not going to ruin it. They're both pretty good. The dragon is my choice. Okay, so we got 2 for dragon. 2 for dragon. Since there's only 4 people in the server. Sorry, server? Wow, stream. Why do I say server? It's not a server. You're on the server of YouTube, but you're watching a stream within it. So therefore, you're not just in a server. You're watching a stream. I'm confused at my own stupidity. So we got 2, and I mean that's fine. We can watch Dragon. The song is almost up. But yeah, there's a lot of things that I could talk about with this stuff, and in 3 hours' time, we barely scratched the surface. There is so much that I've done or chosen to do or chosen not to do in my Gmod and Source Filmmaker videos. There's so many little blurbs and spoofs and ideas that I've had over the years. And it was really nice to look back at some stuff that I've forgotten too, because it's funny all over again. And I can remember some of what I was trying to do at that time. So for the last video we'll talk about and we'll watch is going to be The Dragon. The video, actually, the song did just end there. Okay, so we are going to do The Dragon, and The Dragon is short but sweet. It is newer than Tale of Tattles, I believe.
Go away! Don't kill me.
Bunny. Bunny. Bunny.
Holy shit, a dragon!
Holy shit, somebody's been murdered.
Really? Holy shit. Thanks, dragon.
My job is done here.
Bunny.
So that is the dragon, and the dragon is basically it started as a conversation with Ken, one of our friends that you've actually seen some of the videos on tonight. I was talking with Ken, and I don't remember when. I don't remember how it started. What I do know is the conversation was just... We were talking about games and bullshit or funny shit in games. And we were discussing how, like, yeah, if you commit crimes, you know, the stealth system is really, really good in Skyrim, except for the fact that every so often an animal will report your crimes. And Ken said something along the lines of, well, you know, it'd be nice to be able to actually get somewhere in this game if every time I went to rob somebody's pockets or kill somebody, a damn dragon didn't report my crime overhead and tell the guards that apparently, hey, I'm a fucking dragon, but there's some guy down there killing people. So I decided to turn that kind of into a loosely based video. Francis has a banana, and he murders a Khajiit. And I just love the Khajiit model, because one, it's Skyrim, but two, he has the most terrified expression on his face, and it's woeful, oh shit, I'm gonna die kind of look. And Francis is just coming at him menacingly. And I love the connection with the banana and the Khajiit. He swings and he slams it down on his head. Again, one of those moments where if I wasn't trying to be concise, if I showed a panoramic, you'd really see the hit. He smashes the top oblong end of the banana against the Khajiit's like temple. But you don't quite see that, and I think it actually helps it out because it's very cinematic. You also get to see the nice lights. And then I added this, and your crime has been noticed. 100 gold bounty has been added to Shambles Town. And you see the dragon in the background. He's like, he looks down, and he's like, oh shit, someone's been killed. And he's like, immediately, this dragon's mission is to take flight. This was actually a really complicated scene because, like I explained in the Norman Reedus video, I misjudged it. Like, this scene was really hard to get. This doesn't look hard because it's the finished product, but he is incredibly close to the back porch area. And I had to position lights in such a way that they weren't too bright, because, oops, sorry, I accidentally minimized there, that they weren't too bright, that they were just bright enough, because if you put them too close to a model, they get really bright. I had to position them in a way that you could really see it's a dragon. Define. I need to catch the lighting in his eye. So you know it's a dragon, and he's looking down, and his eye angle had to be the proper way, too. That scene is really hard to get down. And even when I had this scene down, mind you, I was still learning a lot about Source Filmmaker and how to place models. I didn't know you could cut the scene and reposition and do all this shit. So what I did was, he's still within the right distance for the porch here, but he's too damn close to the house. So I had to make sure as he flew up, he actually does this like 1,000 degree turn. No, not 1,000 degree. I guess that's wrong. 1,000 RPM turn before he makes it past the roof there. So he can actually go up and not clip through any of the buildings. He kind of clips through the fence there, though. And you don't really notice that too much because he's going up. But yeah, you saw it right there. It was very hard, and then this scene, too, was really hard because I was still animating, and it's a really good model from ARC. It's technically a wyvern, but I had to get his flight believable, and I was still learning how to animate a lot of this stuff, but I am proud of the way it looks. The camera angles are amazing. I was really proud of that, and his fall is actually really realistic to his size. So when he comes down, when he slams down, boom, like that, the camera shake, the camera shake and the sudden stop is actually relative to his actual size. There's also a bit of debris. You see a little bit there fall.
Holy shit, a dragon!
There's dust. I'm really proud of that effect. Again, it was a level of making it believable that a very large animal just landed.
Holy shit, somebody's been murdered.
There were several lines that the dragon was going to use. In fact, there's many that have not been used and never will be used for both of them. There was going to be more of a conversation.
Really? Holy shit. Thanks, dragon.
I chose to keep it simple because it's to the point. This is the origin of the story.
Bunny.
Where Francis murders a Khajiit. And this moment defines the entire joke. This literally is the joke. This entire thing is the joke. This scene right here, it's why it's the highest quality scene. It was the most worked on scene. So when he tells him, that's more of an afterthought.
Really?
To connect it, to solidify.
Holy shit. Thanks, dragon.
My job is done here.
And then his job is done, and that's the end of the video. Now, you've been noticing I've been omitting the fact that there's a bunny.
Go away.
Why is there a bunny?
Don't kill me.
Bunny.
I felt, even after this, the video needed something more ridiculous. After all, Francis knowingly murders somebody with a banana.
Bunny.
So I decided to throw in a bunny.
Bunny.
So that's 3 bunnies so far. 3 bunnies. Count 3 bunnies. Oh yeah, there's also a blood pool. I don't know if you guys noticed that. There's a blood pool, and a really highly animated blood pool barely see it. So 3 bunnies.
Holy shit, a dragon!
Holy shit, somebody's been murdered.
Really? Holy shit. Thanks, dragon.
My job is done here.
4 bunnies.
Bunny.
And it really doesn't serve much of a purpose other than that it's a fucking bunny. Daniel, I was talking with Ken and then I saw the dragon. Oh shit, Ken, damn, with this poetry. This poetry. Yeah, exactly. That's what happened. That's essentially what happened. Ken, Bane, Warchild V1, Keto, they are amazing for my sources of creativity because we will talk about stupid things, and those stupid things eventually get whittled into even stupider things, and then those even stupider things may or may not make themselves into YouTube videos, whether intentionally or completely on accident. And in this case, it was completely on accident, and it was a wonderful transformation of a conversation. And I was telling him, I was saying, do you think it's a good idea? And Ken said, I think that's fucking hilarious because that's exactly how it happens. What's this music? Yeah, we'll end up on a high note here. So he thought it was funny, and I said, well, I'm going to make a video of it. And he's like, I'm very curious what you mean by that. And then, of course, I showed him the rough draft, and he was like, that is ridiculous. Pretty interesting to see how the people make it a source filmmaker animation when they're still very new to it. We all got to start somewhere. Yes, exactly. Exactly. And it's the same thing with YouTube. People say things like, well, how do I start YouTube? Just do it. And that's exactly what I did with, that's what I did with Source Filmmaker. I was really, like, I was scared of it. I was like, holy shit, this is crazy. How do I begin Source Filmmaker? And as you saw at the beginning of the stream, I showed my very first video for Source Filmmaker, which was Quiet Before the Storm. And even before that, I was doodling. I still doodle in my off time. Yeah, I feel important. You are important, Bane. Of course you are. But like, it's just a level of putting yourself to action as opposed to only thinking about it. You got to think about it, and then you got to do it. You got to put yourself in that position. So in Source Filmmaker, I was really like scared because it was crazy. It was crazy. I have no fucking idea what this program is like. What can I do? I was so used to Gmod, and as I put myself through it, I got more confident. I started to feel my way around it, and I knew simple things, what I could do and how I could do it. And I already had a lot of experience with Gmod. We're talking like 70-something videos of Gmod, so I know how to do camera angles. I knew that stuff. I just had to learn how to translate it over. And my humor is inherent. I know how to put something and make it funny, at least to me. So taking that over to Source Filmmaker was really no different. The difference, the big difference, is how physical humor changes. Because most of my Gmod, if anything, is all... at least the videos are, the primary films are improv, 100% improv, acted out by me alone, and then recorded at that exact moment that they happen. A lot of it's physical humor, whereas the physical humor improv with group people, that's different. It's not professional. It's not supposed to be professional. It's supposed to be fun. I have to mute 1 second. One second. Okay, sorry about that. Somebody showed up. But I'm going to be ending this video here because it is actually that point of the night where I literally should be eating food. It's 5:12. Holy crap, I've been doing this since 1. Thank you all so much for being here. To sum up what I was saying is that if you like this kind of animation stuff, rather than just being like, well, I'm going to watch people do this stuff, find people who make these kind of animations. Find these channels. If you just found my channel tonight, thank you for being here. Thank you for enjoying what you saw. Go ahead, look at all the videos and see what I've done. But then I implore you, find as many random channels as you can that produce Gmod video compilation, really creative shit. I got Gmod originally. I was really sold on the game a long ass time ago when I saw a video series called I think it was 100 or 1,000 Ways to Die in Gmod, and I couldn't stop laughing. It was the funniest thing I'd ever seen. And mind you, I remember when Gmod came out, and I was like, it's cool, but it's not Half-Life. Boy, was I wrong. And now we're at the age of Source Filmmaker, and a lot of machinima stuff, you know, like physical humor, prop comedy, stuff like that, with video games. And there's so much you can do. So find people that do this stuff. Enjoy their works. See what their opinion is on it. Because the stuff that they make, they're making it because they can, and they have the drive to. They have the imagination to do it. I never would have started making Gmod if I didn't have all this random crap floating in my head in the first place. It would have just been 7 Days to Die and Minecraft crap. I am so glad I took the dive and I did something what I would consider risky and different for myself to start making really shitty, poor quality Gmod videos, because now I'm at the point where I can make really shitty, poor quality Source Filmmaker videos. And I honestly think it's the best part of my channel. Like, me, personally, those are my favorite videos. I'm not dissing everything else I do. I'm not saying I'm never going to stop doing them. I enjoy making something new, something I've never seen before. Source Filmmaker is a pretty big hobby of mine. I started making progress on it. I honestly couldn't sleep the night because I was too excited about the possibilities. Yeah, that's the thing. That's exactly it. Source Filmmaker especially, the possibilities. You could do an entire video of a person who's gigantic with a thumb, with a tiny person wrestling the thumb, and it gets really intense and shit like that, and then that little person starts throwing food and utensils at them, and the giant person... They're just coming up with this on the top of my head. Source Filmmaker allows for almost unlimited creativity, because unlike a special effects studio, unlike having real actors, literally you have all the tools to do exactly what you need to do in the scene. You want to do a thing with a dolphin transforming into a flamethrower, and a dragon riding a horse screaming at the top of its lungs while a bunch of Left 4 Dead characters play chess in the background. You can do that because you have all the tools you need. And it's why I constantly will avidly support any and everyone who puts themselves to making models for that stuff. Like, any kind of model adds to this giant library that people can use, whether it's bullet casings, whether it's strange animals, funny masks, character models, advanced character models, whether it's monsters, there's a microwave sound, or other things. It's an immensely valuable thing to people who create stuff like this. So I want to thank you all for being here. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed watching me reminisce and talk about a few things. And I would like to do another video exactly like this, because I still got a lot of footage I'd like to talk about. And since I'm not currently making Gmod videos, this is a way for me to revisit the past and talk about it and explain things. Thank you for watching. There will be more Source Filmmaker videos. Do not worry. I've got a few projects planned already. I'll see you all later. Have a wonderful night. And we got some... I'm not going to say what it is, but we got something coming up tomorrow. A new game, so hope you guys will enjoy that. Thank you for watching. If you like what you saw, leave a like. If you haven't subscribed and you want to, you're welcome to join. We have a Discord. You can check that out on the first live stream video, or if Bane wants to quickly use his magic fingers right now before I end the stream, because I'm about to end. And he has the link. Either way, we have a Discord, just a little place for people to hang out. Yeah. Thank you for watching. You too, Squallington, you have a very nice night. See you all later. Goodbye.